this statement she has recorded against Siddiqui. Remember that he in fact has also resigned recently from the post of secretary from Amma only after her allegations came in the public domain. Now, in fact, she has alleged that in the year 2016 he had tried, he had allegedly tried to molest her on the movie set, and that that is the statement that she has recorded in front of the police. Now, the SIT will be looking into this entire matter, but it is also expected that the next step of the police is going to be calling Siddiqui for the interrogation. Remember that Siddiqui, on the other hand, has already filed a complaint against her when these allegations first came to light. Now, just like her, if we talk about the other survivors that had already spoken to NDTV and narrated their ordeal, they also in fact have come out and filed complaint with the SIT. Sonia Malhar, she had filed a complaint yesterday with the SIT, and if we talk about the actor Minu, she also has in fact filed a complaint against those against whom she had made these allegations of physical and verbal abuse. But now what she also says is now she has started getting threat messages. So this is also one of the concerns that we are seeing, Gagi, that is coming from the survivors. They are saying that they are slowly starting to get threat messages, and thus they request the government to also look into the safety of the victims while this investigation is going on. Now, if you talk about as to how many complaints has already been filed with the SIT, well, the number right now is 18. It is certainly going to go up tomorrow as well as more and more survivors come out. But this is certainly not, not going to be an easy process, because we are seeing that, the Bollywood heavyweights, they are also coming forward and in fact lodging complaints. So the SIT will have to investigate this entire matter thoroughly, and especially when the years, if we talk about, when these incident allegedly took place, they are 2019, 2016, 2013, 2009, and even way back, way back. So certainly all of these details, will be investigated by the SIT. But here the good thing is that the survivors believe that this time the justice will be delivered. Over to you.
That's right, and Ishika, this has also had political ramifications, as actor Mukesh turned a politician is also one of the accused, though the left government has said that they are going to ensure that justice is done, and that, that, as you said, all these complaints that are coming forth, that they will be investigated thoroughly.
Well, yes, as you rightly said, we are also seeing that, if we talk about the sitting MLA Mukesh, the complaint had also been filed against him, after which we talked to a lot of LDF leaders, the CPIM leaders, and they said that appropriate action will be taken. They, in fact, assured the victims as well that appropriate action will be taken. But on the other hand, we are seeing that, if we talk about Mukesh or, the other heavyweights also, against whom these allegations have been made, they are currently posting saying that this is all just a part of the conspiracy. Now, BJP in fact has alleged that this formation of the SIT looks more like a eyewash, because for so many years BJP alleges is that the Kerala government was only trying to protect the culprits. Over to you.
All right, Ishika, thanks so much for joining us with all those developments. So actor Revati there spoke to the SIT for 3 hours, and next actor Siddiq will be spoken to. Moving on to other news now, and the central government today issued directives to states and union territories to take immediate measures to ensure enhanced security and safer working environment for health workers, for doctors. These include increased patrolling, regulation of work hours, police verification of contract workers, providing escorts for women health workers who may be working the night shift. Now, these directives were issued after a meeting today by the Health Secretary and Home Secretary, who co-chaired this meeting, which was attended by the Chief Secretaries and DGPs as well. And this comes after the rape and murder of a junior doctor in Kolkata. For more, let's go across to Vasudha now. And Vasudha, so this is after, those protests we saw across the country, and now the government, issuing these directives to give the doctors what they've been demanding: better security.
Absolutely, Gargi. This is the second important meeting that is happening in this regard. Remember the episode, the brutal rape and murder of this junior doctor in Kolkata sparked nationwide protests. It sent shockwaves across the country. Doctors and women have been protesting across the country in different states. And the Supreme Court actually took so moto cognizance of this incident. And then, of course, the NTF was constituted. The National Task Force met for the first time yesterday. And remember, the NTF has been asked to submit an interim report within the next 2 weeks, and of course the final report in 2 months. So the NTF met yesterday, and today was this very critical meeting of the central government secretaries. This meeting was chaired by the Home Secretary. It was also co-chaired by the Health Secretary, and the states were the most important participants in this. Remember, both health and law and order are extremely critical state government subjects, which is why the centre wants to ensure that state governments are also on board with all the suggestions. And some of the things that the centre has suggested are very important. First of all, it has made it clear that any security agency which is recruited by any of the hospital, private or government hospital, needs to be verified mandatorily by the police administration of that area. The second thing is, it has also asked hospitals to ensure that lady doctors, both senior residents and junior residents, are accompanied by a security personnel when they have to go back homes. This is to accompany them from their workplaces to wherever they are staying. It could be their homes, or for that matter even PGs and working women hostels. This is to ensure that they have access to not just safe and dignified workspaces, but also their commute and transit to their workplaces becomes safe. In fact, Govind Mohan, the Home Secretary, has specifically talked about looking at the CCTV footage and ensuring that there is no footage that goes unspotted. He has also asked for CCTV to be installed in blind spots, and he has talked about something very important: the access control of large medical establishments. Establishments here, of course, like I said, includes private hospitals and government hospitals. He has also talked about security audits, that have to be done frequently, and also, most importantly, they have talked about, recruiting more people so that the security agencies are not burdened with regulating the flow of visitors in hospitals, so that the doctors are also safe. Remember, there was also a letter that was sent out by the Health Secretary in the morning to all states, which also asked the states to put in place immediate measures, which also included crowd management, and it also reminded states that they have to implement the existing laws. In fact, Govind Mohan has asked for the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, the newer provisions that have been instilled as part of Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, to be spread, to be disseminated, so that people also know what the law is, and these have to be prominently displayed across medical establishments. So critically, a lot of emphasis on women's safety, security escorts, and most importantly, mandatory verification of security agencies, private security personnel that are employed by hospitals.
That's right. Given that the alleged rapist in the Kolkata case was a civic volunteer, Vasudha, so many key steps there announced, and directions given to the state governments. Hopefully, doctors' bodies will also be satisfied with these steps that have been announced so far. Thanks so much for joining us there with the latest. Now, if we talk about the protests, well, today the opposition BJP in West Bengal is observing a 12-hour Bangla Bandh. This is to protest police action against protesters yesterday who took part in the march to the collectorate, to the Nabana rally that had taken place yesterday. Now, daily life was partially affected. The BJP, however, has accused the Trinamool of attacking its cadre. Also, the Trinamool accused the BJP of creating trouble in the state, of fomenting trouble. The BJP, meanwhile, has announced that they will be holding these bandhs for the next 7 days. Now, earlier today, addressing a press conference, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee accused the BJP of trying to defame Bengal and said that she will push for capital punishment in rape cases and will call a special assembly. She also questioned the CBI's investigation into the rape and murder case of the junior doctor, saying, where is the justice? It's been 16 days since the agency took over the case.
আমি নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভার স্পিকারকে বলে, এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসির ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই এই বিল আমরা পাস করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো। 16 দিন হয়ে গেল, কোথায় গেল বিচার? বিচার চাইতে হবে। বলতে হবে বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই ফাঁসি চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই আমি নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভা স্পিকারকে বলে এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসির ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই এই বিল আমরা পাস করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো 16 দিন হয়ে গেল কোথায় গেল বিচার চাইতে হবে বলতে হবে বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই ফাঁসি চাই जवाब दो सीबीआई
कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट ने हमारी जो आगे 7 दिन की हमारी धरना उस धरने का परमिशन दिया है। कल लगभग 11-12 बजे से हम इस धरना को शुरू करेंगे और जैसे पहले भी हमने धरना चलाया ये धरना कल से शुरू होकर 7 दिन अगले 7 दिन हमारे धरना चलेगा। इसके लिए कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट को हम साधुवाद देते हैं, उनके वर्डिक्ट को वेलकम करते हैं और आज का जो स्ट्राइक है इस स्ट्राइक को सफल करने के लिए पश्चिम बंगाल की आम जनता को, क्योंकि बीजेपी का बंद ये नहीं था, आम जनता का बंद है, आम जनता को हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं।
जांच को भटकाने, आरोपी को बचाने, सबूतों को मिटाने के बाद अब डॉक्टरों को धमकाने की एक नई रणनीति दिखाई पड़ रही है। आपने इससे पहले कोई ऐसा बंद नहीं देखा होगा कि जहां एक तरफ बंद का आह्वान किया जाए, दूसरी तरफ सत्ताधारी दल के नेता जाकर दुकानों को खुलवाने का प्रयास करें, फिर इसके बाद मुख्यमंत्री आकर प्रेस को संबोधित करें।
All right, let's go across to Tanushka now for more. And Tanushka, what are words between the BJP and Trinamool Congress as this Bandh is taking place today? The BJP also announcing that it will go on for the next 7 days. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee announcing that she is going to bring in a new law for capital punishment and also saying, questioning the CBI's investigation.
Right, Gargi, this is a total war of words between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress that started off ever since this rape and murder case at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital, and wherein Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, came out today and she demanded that, where is justice? She is at this point raising questions at the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is investigating into this case. And also she demanded that, if there is no justice, then we want answers from the CBI. This is what the West Bengal Chief Minister is saying. Meanwhile, the BJP also has hit out. The BJP leader, Shukanta Majumdar, has written to the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, stating that this is a complaint against the West Bengal Chief Minister, stating that she is advocating for violence and her statements are anti-national and that of incitement of violence. The letter to the Union Minister Amit Shah reads that West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has said that she has not indulged or involved in revenge until now, but quoting her so as that this is what she has said. But now she said that in whatever needs to be done should be done in this case. So this letter that has been written to Union Minister Amit Shah states it's basically a complaint against the statements that Mamata Banerjee made out just a short while back upon the issue of this rape and murder case. What Mamata Banerjee also said is that it has been 16 days since, and the fact that this sort of a probe that is going on by the Central Bureau of Investigation, it's been 16 days, but there has been no result as of yet.
That's right. And Tanushka, do stay on as more news regarding the rape and murder of the junior doctor in Kolkata. And the president has spoken on this in her first public statement on this incident. President Murmu said that she was dismayed and horrified, criticized the obnoxious collective amnesia that allows women to be harassed, brutalized and killed. Tanushka, so, really strong words from the president where she talks about how society needs to introspect.
Right, exactly. This is a very strong statement that has come out from the president of the country, Draupadi Murmu. And this is the first comment that she has made on this heinous crime that was committed in Kolkata. She said that, it is deplorable mindsets that see women as a lesser, as women as weak, as less powerful, as less intelligent. And she said that this sort of a mindset has no space in a civil society. She said that this is no way that a civil society can go on, and society at large must be honest. And this sort of a crime should cannot go on in this way. She also brings back to public memory the Nirbhaya case. She says that it has been 12 years since the rape case, and ever since then, countless rape cases have happened across the country. So the country and society at large at this point cannot be suffering from collective amnesia. She says that this kind of a collective amnesia with respect to such sort of crimes against women is obnoxious.
All right, Tanushka, do stay on. More news coming in now from Bengal, where a BJP leader, remember, was fired at. This was during the Bengal Bandh that was called. And this was leader Priyangu Pandey's car that was fired at in Bhatpara area of West Bengal's North 24 Parganas. So now arrests have been made in this case, and those who fired against this BJP leader have now been arrested. 4 suspects have been arrested, and this is something, we've seen the back and forth war of words where the BJP has accused the Trinamool Congress of attacks on its leaders, while the Trinamool Congress has hit out at the BJP for causing law and order problems in the state and attempting to create law and order problems. Mamata Banerjee too had hit out over the BJP's Bandh call, but now 4 people have been arrested after this BJP worker was attacked, this leader attacked in Bhatpara during the 12-hour Bandh call by the BJP today in West Bengal. So 4 suspects have been arrested by the police. Right, let's go back to Tanushka for more on this. And Tanushka, as we were talking about, the war of words, etc., and Trinamool Congress hitting out at the BJP, BJP at the Trinamool Congress. This was one shocking incident that happened today in which a BJP leader was fired upon, and now 4 people have been arrested.
Precisely that. 4 people have been arrested, and the political affiliation of the accused is not known yet. So what we know as of now is that Bengal police has arrested 4 suspects, this is with respect to when the BJP leader was attacked at Bhatpara. So as of now, the details that we have is that 4 people have been arrested by the Kolkata police. However, their political affiliation is not known to us yet.
All right, so political affiliation is not known, but 4 people in fact arrested for the firing on a BJP leader. Well, moving on to news now from Gujarat and the flood fury that is being witnessed there, and the number of dead has risen to 50 now as thousands have been evacuated due to the floods that are being seen in various parts of the state, especially in the villages around Vadodara. In fact, several villages are even cut off. Cities are waterlogged. Rescue operations are underway, and the NDRF and army are helping in the relief and rescue work. Thousands have been shifted to safe zones as the reservoirs are overflowing and the rivers are in spate. The Chief Minister is monitoring the situation, and the Prime Minister also sought an update. Various villages around Vadodara like Dena, Pilol, Suklipura, Moharat, Kotali and Chapad have been flooded, and locals estimate that at least 10 feet high water has entered these villages, and many of the women and children are now being evacuated to safer areas. NDTV Sujata spoke to some of the people who are facing this flood fury.
हमें तीन दिन से बारिश हो रही है और कल से इतना सारा पानी आया, हम घर पे बाहर भी नहीं निकले, खाना भी नहीं खाया हमने। तो
यानी इतना ज़्यादा पानी भर चुका है, यहाँ अब तक कुछ सुविधा आई किसी प्रकार की?
कोई सुविधा नहीं आई,
कुछ भी सुविधा नहीं आई है और कल से ऐसे ही बाहर पड़े हैं। पापा भी चल भी नहीं पाते और यहाँ पे दूसरे घर थोड़े ऐसे खड़ा था, उधर हम पापा को लेके आए घर पे और खाना भी नहीं बनाया, पूरा घर में पानी 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 भर गया है, तो यहाँ भी चल भी नहीं पाते। इतना सा गले से आ गया है पानी उधर। यहाँ पे खाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, सब बोलते हैं वो आएगा ये आएगा,
सब था, सब
सारे भी गए ऐसे ही। 3 दिन से ऐसे ही हम ऐसे ही बैठे हैं, रात को भी सो नहीं पाते। पूरा ऐसे बेड पलंग यहाँ भीगाते तो पूरा भर जाता है, भीग जाते हैं।
तो इतने दिनों से बारिश हो रही है, क्या ऐसे पानी भरना, इस प्रकार का जो है बाढ़ आना, ये पहले भी हुआ है कि इस साल ही ज़्यादा?
यही साल पहले एक भी दिन नहीं हुआ है ऐसा, कि एक भी साल भी नहीं हुआ है। पहली साल ऐसा हुआ है कि यहाँ पानी भर गया।
मैं देख रही हूँ यहाँ पर ना तो कुछ पीने खाने की व्यवस्था है, ना वॉशरूम की व्यवस्था है। आप कैसे, अगर आपको एक्सेस करना हो, वॉशरूम जाना हो, तो आप कैसे जा रहे हैं?
अरे परेशान होके जा रहे हैं ऐसे। हमारे घर में पूरा पानी भर गया है, इतनी दिक्कत होती है। यहाँ से इतना दूर जाना पड़ता है हमको वॉशरूम के लिए। यहाँ भी खाना भी नहीं मिलता, ऐसे ही हम भूखे बैठे रहते हैं। वॉशरूम पापा को भी नहीं लेके उधर ठेर जाना पड़ता है, यहाँ पे चल भी नहीं पाते तो भी जाना पड़ता है। वो मेरे हस्बैंड है, वो उनको उठा के लेके जाते हैं। इतनी दिक्कत होती है, इतना सारा पानी भर गया है तो, और कुछ भी सुविधा अभी तक आई ही नहीं।
तेजल, ये बताइएगा, ये आप इसी घर में रहते हैं?
हाँ, इसी घर में रहते हैं।
पानी घुटनों तक है आपके, कैसे रह रहे हैं? कोई
कैसे भी करके, वो खटिया है ना, वो बाहर टांगी थी रात को। रात पूरी रात हम वो ईंटें है ना, वो नीचे डाल के उसके ऊपर खाटला रख के फिर हम लोग पूरी रात बैठे रहते थे। खाने के लिए भी कोई नहीं आया, पूछने के लिए भी।
मैं समझ पा रही हूँ।
मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं 3, क्या करूँ मैं? मेरी मम्मी के घर पे रखे, खाने के लिए भी कुछ नहीं है घर पे, सब भी गया है, कोई भी पूछने नहीं आता मुझे। मेरे 3 बच्चे हैं छोटे छोटे, मम्मी के घर पे रखा है, पर मम्मी के घर में भी पानी आ गया है। अब मैं लेने कैसे जाऊँ उन्हें?
और आपके पति कहाँ पर है?
वो भी वही मम्मी पे घर पे गए हैं, वो रो रहे थे ना। वो मेरे जुड़वा बच्चे हैं जो
3 बच्चे आपके मम्मी के घर पर?
हाँ, उनके घर में भी पानी आ गया है, इसलिए मम्मी के घर पे गए हैं लेने के लिए।
और अब तक आपको कुछ किसी प्रकार की सहायता नहीं मिली?
कुछ भी सहायता नहीं मिली अभी तक। खाने के लिए कोई भी पूछने नहीं आया। हम क्या करें? बच्चों को भी क्या खिलाए? हम कुछ भी अच्छे नहीं, क्या खिलाएंगे?
Well, moving on now to other news, and the regional industry conclave is underway in Gwalior, marking the 3rd such event in Madhya Pradesh in the past 6 months. The Adani Group has revealed plans to set up major facilities, including a cement factory in Guna and a defense system factory in Shivpuri. Karan Adani, Managing Director, Adani Port and SEZ Limited, announced that the Adani Group plans to invest 3,500 crores into major projects in the state.
I'm proud to say that Adani Group is deeply committed to this great development vision at both the national level and the state level. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, we have already invested 18,250 crores and created 12,000 jobs. Gwalior is fast becoming a tourism hotspot and a pool of high quality talent, and also a key transportation and trade hub. These developments are making Gwalior one of India's emerging economic centers, attracting investments across sectors. Adani Defense Facility at Gwalior is the country's largest small arms plant and has positioned Madhya Pradesh as a global hub for small arms manufacturing. And today, I'm proud to announce 2 more projects. The first one, Adani Group plans to set up a 2 million ton cement grinding unit in Guna. And the second project is we are going to set up a state-of-the-art propellant production facility at Shivpuri. This unit in Shivpuri is strategically aligned with the Atmanirbharta mission of transforming India from a defense importer to a defense exporter. These 2 projects would result in an investment of 3,500 crores and create over 3,500 direct and indirect jobs.
With that, time for us to slip into a short break. More news updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Get the magic of the best working for you now.
Link your payment cards once, collect rewards forever.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient.
Welcome back. Now, after getting bail in the liquor policy case, BRS leader K. Kavita is back in Hyderabad, where she said justice will prevail. Remember, she was granted bail by the Supreme Court yesterday, and after she walked out of Tihar after 5 months, she vowed to return with interest to those who put her family through this ordeal. She says that she was put behind bars only because of politics and she had done nothing wrong.
Well, I always believe that truth will prevail, justice will prevail, and it will. And we will certainly fight back. We will not lose our resolve. We will fight back. Yesterday you said that you will be taking this battle forward now. Absolutely, absolutely. We will let you know, but we will continue fighting. Thank you. Jai Telangana.
And joining me now is actor politician Khushbu Sundar. Ma'am, really appreciate your time here on NDTV. You have put out a rather encouraging post, I would say, in which you have backed all women who have got this courage to come out and speak against their tormentors. What you are seeing play out in Malayalam film industry, would you say that this is almost like an open secret, and that you're glad that those who are, perhaps the actors, producers and all are now coming out and showing that dirty picture or dark side of the film industry?
The dirty picture, the dark side continues in every field, Maria. I definitely wouldn't want the onus to be on the film industry alone, because I belong to this industry. I grew up in this industry. It's definitely very, very heartbreaking, disheartening to see this kind of attitude in cinema field where I probably was the most comfortable in. Yes, women have to stand up for themselves. Yes, women have to come out and speak. And yes, those who are responsible for this should be punished. The culprits should be punished. Nobody should go scot-free. When a woman is abused in any which ways, no culprit should go scot-free. They should be punished in the most befitting reply, as a reply to the girls or to the women who have been through this ordeal.
And you say, why did you do it? What made you do it? These are always questions that are asked to survivors, the fear of being shamed, victim blaming. These are the questions that is asked. Would you say that, actors such as you, who have seen through several of, women actors who came after you, should be supporting them more and more with the posts, the kind that you have written today?
Yes, I think women should come out, and not only women. That's why I wrote that even men should come out and support, because we women work in an atmosphere hoping and thinking that probably men around us would be there to support us, to protect us. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen at times. And this is what this Hema Commission report says, that it doesn't happen that way. Men, women, they all have to come together. When you're talking about a problem in the family, all the other family members need to stand up and support each other, rather than saying that this is not my problem, this is not where I have been through, or I don't want to be part of this dirty, murkier area. I think we all need to stand together and support the women and make this film industry we talk about as the most entertaining industry in the world. I think we need to stand up and say that if there's dirt in my house, I need to clear it. I need to clean it. I need to make sure that it's sparkling clean.
Okay, tell us, about your own journey in the film industry. Were there some instances?
Very stray incident, very, very stray incident. And this is when I had just entered South Indian cinema. And there was a producer who approached me because I was here alone. I didn't have a godfather. I didn't know the language. I didn't know where the next meal is going to come from. So probably this producer must have thought that I will give in or I will succumb to the pressures or the problems at home. So he gave me a kind of a hint when he walked into my makeup room, my slippers, and I told him, I said, I wear 41. You'll take a whack right here, or you want me to hit you in front of the unit. And that put him in his place. So I think it's extreme. That is why I say that women have to stand up for themselves at the very moment. Earlier, probably 25 years ago, 30 years ago, cinema was not a place, was considered not to be a place for women from good families. Today, you have girls who are highly educated from very, very affluent families coming into cinema. So they don't have to buckle under the pressure of making it big in any which ways. I think gone are those days. So I think women now who are far more privileged. See, the girls who have been, women who have been subjected to this kind of torture and assault, we need to understand that the first thing that hits them when somebody tries to act fresh with them or makes these kind of proposition for sexual favors in return of work, the first thing that hits her is, why me? the shock remains with her. So it's why me? And then the second thing that gets into the mind is I am going to be victim shamed. People will ask me, what did I do for this man to come and approach me? So, that fear remains whether I will be accepted within the society, whether it's going to affect my work. Will this man work into kind of a nexus and tell others that don't cast me? But I would like to tell all these women around that no producer is a fool to invest crores of rupees just because you're going to do some, given to the pressures or for sexual favors and return of work. It doesn't work that way. Nobody is a fool. You will be taken for granted. You will be utilized. You will be used. You will be abused. So I think women have to stand up for themselves then and there and say, never ever I'm going to compromise on my dignity and my respectability.
Since you have mentioned about that incident that you faced yourself, where there was an indication or perhaps an indecent proposal, what happened after that, after you put your foot down? Was there
Nothing
a backlash?
Happened. Nothing happened. I did the best of films. I came into Tamil. I continued doing Telugu films. I continued doing Kannada films, Malayalam films, and people built a temple for me. So I continued. So nothing happened to my career. Nothing happened to me.
But if you look at the story that we are seeing here, there are several women who appeared, who deposed before this panel, female professionals who have worked in this industry, the Malayalam cinema, speaking up against sexual harassment, because something which was almost like unsaid, but it was happening. But we have seen some resignations or the entire committee being disbanded. Is that really a solution? I mean, people who are high and mighty like Mohan Lal and others, shouldn't they be fixing the system rather than disbanding a unit which is supposed to be taking care of the interests of the artists?
No, I'm glad that Mohanlal and the entire Amma team has actually resigned, taking up as a moral responsibility for not being able to protect women at the right time. I think it takes a lot of courage, because here we see many people trying to stick into their places and say that, no, I'm not at fault, so I'm going to continue the position and the chair I occupy because this is important to me. I'm glad that somebody like Mr. Mohanlal had the courage and his entire team to quit from the position, because they realized that on moral grounds, they have failed somewhere to protect the women from their industry, from the Malayalam film industry, and they take up the onus on themselves and say that we are going to clean it up. So I think that's extremely important, and everywhere it should happen, not only film industry. How many IT members complain, how many people from the medical field or any other field for that matter come and complain about this kind of a sexual harassment from the hospitality department?
Absolutely.
So I think it's extremely important for women to stand up, and especially for men to take it up and say that, yes, I have failed somewhere and I am going to make sure that I do not repeat these mistakes, and I stand up for the woman who has been wronged.
And it was in this particular case, of course, it was the government which had set up this commission headed by Justice Hema, who interrogated and submitted this report. It obviously has taken 5 years for this report to come in the public domain. Do you think similar commissions of inquiry should be set up in other cinemas as well? Even Hollywood. I'm talking about Bollywood. Why not Bollywood, Tollywood, or all cinemas that exist, the regional cinemas as well?
Maria, I'm not going to break it into these brackets of Mollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, or anything else.
Yes.
I think Indian cinema, for that matter, and every department where women work. Today we are talking about gender equality. Today we are talking about women actually breaking the glass ceilings and flying high. So everywhere you see these kind of sexual harassments women are facing. So I think every department, every industry has to come together and say, we are going to set up a commission where women can feel free. In fact, for South Indian Nadigar Sangam, like for Tamil, I'm one of the executive members, and I have spoken to my president and said that we need to form a team. We need to have a committee where women can come and speak to us if they are subjected to any of these kind of sexual assaults or asked to ask for any kind of sexual favors. Women should come up. They should feel free to come and speak to us, because until and unless women do not speak out, we will not be able to find a solution and come to a resolution as to what needs to be done.
All right, Khushbu Sundar, appreciate your time here on NDTV. I'm glad that actors, veterans, I would say, like you,
are coming out and supporting the artists.
All right, moving on to other news now. The Enforcement Directorate fined DMK MP S. Jagat Rakshakan and his family 908 crore in the Foreign Exchange Management Act case. The agency said the amount includes confiscated assets worth 89 crore. The ED in Chennai conducted the probe under FEMA against the Tamil Nadu MP and businessman along with his family members and associated Indian entities. Sam Daniel reports.
After a search, around 20 crore unaccounted cash was recovered, at least 5 crore from his one of his residences. And the allegation was that he and his son had bought around 27 lakh shares from Singapore without obtaining prior permission from the Reserve Bank of India. And this case has been going on for a long time, and at that point in time, his property worth around 89 crore rupees was seized, and now the Enforcement Directorate says that has been ordered to be confiscated after an order. And so far there's no formal response either from the DMK or from the former minister himself. But at the moment we're not too clear whether there is any other scope for him to challenge this particular directive by the Enforcement Directorate. And to give you a little background, Jagat Rakshakan is a 5-time MP. He's a sitting MP who has also been a union minister in the past during the UPA regime. He runs a series of educational institutions, including medical colleges and a distillery as well.
Now, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav today announced that the Union Cabinet has approved 12 new industrial smart cities across 10 states with an outlay of 28,602 crore to boost domestic manufacturing. They will also generate lakhs of jobs. And out of the 12 industrial cities, 2 are coming up in Andhra Pradesh, 1 in Bihar, in Uttarakhand, and UP as well. The government in the budget announced the development of plug and pay industrial parks in near 100 cities in partnership with states and the private sector to boost manufacturing.
आज बहुत बड़ा मेजर एक फैसला लिया गया है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए 12 इंडस्ट्रियल स्मार्ट सिटीज। आप सब जानते हैं नेशनल इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट, ये प्रोजेक्ट एक ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट है जो कि भारत की पूरी फ्यूचर डेवलपमेंट को पॉजिटिवली इम्पैक्ट करने वाला है। बहुत बड़े फैसले हुए हैं। 12 नए इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज, 12 न्यू इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज ऑन द इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर्स। ये 12 नए इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज कंबाइंड इनमें इन्वेस्टमेंट सरकार की तरफ से आएगा 28,602 करोड़ का।
Ashwini Vaishnav, the Minister for Railways and INB and IT, has also made it very clear that the government's focus is not just on direct employment but also on indirect employment. So 12 industrial smart cities have been announced under the National Industrial Corridor Developmental Project, and in that, of course, the name of one he didn't announce. He said that, that because the Model Code of Conduct is already in place now, that has to be either in J&K or in Haryana. The rest of all are spread across the country, and these are 12 different industrial smart cities will be coming up. And while the outlay of the project is over 28,000 crore, he did talk about something called, power. He did talk about the concept of walk to work. He basically wanted to, talk about how this would also focus on creating employment for neighborhood communities, for localized communities. And the other important project that he talked about was also this very important thing on introducing railway infrastructure projects in the east of India. Now, all these 3 are coming up in states of Jamshedpur, Bengal and Odisha. And the third important project that he talked about, something that has been waiting in the wings, is new FM radio stations, across the country. There will be around 28 cities which will be given these FM radio stations, remember, and these will be in, far off places, far flung places, people that, cities that don't really have access to a lot of communication media. And he said that localized content that people like will be something that will be played and broadcast in this radio station. So 3 important decisions there: industrial smart cities in 12, and 3 important railway projects and, FM radio stations in far-flung areas of the country.
News from Maharashtra now, and a big political back and forth over the collapsed Shivaji statue. The Shiv Sena UBT chief Uddhav Thackeray today hit out at the Eknath Shinde-led government over the collapse of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue, alleging that corruption has peaked under the Mahayuti dispensation. The 35-foot statue of the 17th century Maratha Empire founder, unveiled by Prime Minister Modi just 8 months ago at Rajkot Fort in Sindhudurg. This was on 4th of December last year, had collapsed on Monday, and the state government had claimed that it was firstly to do with wind speed. Then they claimed that it was the Navy that was in charge of looking after this statue, but a fierce political dispute has now been ignited, and the MV has announced plans to protest against the Eknath Shinde-led government over the incident.
आने वाले रविवार को हम मुंबई में तीनों पार्टियों के प्रमुख नेता, शीर्ष नेता और हम सारे जो हमारे साथी अन्य पक्ष है उनको सारे शिव प्रेमी और सारे पार्टियों के जो शीर्ष नेता है और कार्यकर्ता जिनके दिल में शिवाजी महाराज है, वो सारे आने वाले 1 तारीख यानी रविवार को हुतात्मा स्मारक वहां इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे। हम जिन्होंने मुंबई के लिए बलिदान दिया है उनको वंदन कर कर हम गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ, जहां पर हमारे छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज जी का एक स्टैच्यू है, वहां उनको वंदन करने के लिए जाएंगे और इस सरकार का निषेध करने के लिए हम सरकार की प्रतिमा मराठीमध्ये सांगितलं की त्यांना जोडे मारा कार्यक्रम.
Well, let's go across to Anuj now for more. And Anuj, the opposition MV clearly, making a huge controversy out of this and alleging corruption. Also, the state government had made all kinds of claims about the wind speed, as well as how the Navy was responsible for the maintenance of the statue.
Yeah, you see, a fierce war of words is going on here in Maharashtra at the moment between different political factions, and it was expected. Because after the statue fell a couple of days ago, it began immediately. The first reaction of the government was to try and shrug off their entire responsibility on the basis of this. They firstly, as you rightly said, they stated that it was the wind speed, but then later there were a lot of rumors about how no other place, no other region, or no other house in that particular region was affected by the wind, and how only the statue got affected firstly. And secondly, we saw the fact that even officials stated that the wind speed mentioned by the Chief Minister there was not technically correct on what it was. But that aside, we are seeing now reactions coming from different ends. Today's meeting was on an unexpected lines. You see, the MVA has been meeting in last 1 week in Mumbai, but that has specifically been to discuss about the seat sharing formula in the city. And today, the 3 party chiefs of the opposition parties decided to meet to call out for a protest on the 1st of September, where they'll hold a rally, at close to the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue at the Gateway of India, kind of symbolizing this entire movement. We also saw Sharad Pawar try and lay down the entire narrative of this protest in a very interesting manner. He said that it is not basically about the government, the parties in the government or the opposition, but it is primarily about Shiv Premis and Shiv Drohis, and that's how it should be dealt with. Finally, we see that how this thing came to light when the dust on the Badlapur matter has still not settled down, right? The question of women's safety is still one of the more important questions that have been asked, not just in the social sphere, but also in the political and the judicial sphere of this state. And today we saw how Sharad Pawar equated both these events and tried to form a common narrative. He narrated an incident from the 17th century where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj punished a person for misbehaving with a woman, and then he said, what is stopping these quote-unquote followers of Shivaji to do similar kind of things legally, of course. In another news, we're seeing that a political conflict also took place in Malvan, where Shiv Sena's leader Aditya Thackeray made his way through to visit the place where the statue had come down. But then there we saw the Narayan Rane faction from the BJP and the Aditya Thackeray faction from the Shiv Sena kind of go against each other. The videos of which are going viral, where Narayan Rane and his family members are are openly threatening the people who have come from Mumbai to Sindhudurg to see this. So a lot of these things are happening at the same moment here in Maharashtra on the topic of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue. Nana Patole, the Congress chief in the state, has very categorically stated that the 1st of September will not just be the only day when this protest will be going on, but it will also go to the deeper parts of the state later on as well. So what is clear from this is that they want to keep this narrative on for as long as they can, especially up until the election, and try to keep it a powerful point as well.
That's right. Thanks so much, Anush, for joining us with those details. So this controversy breaking out just ahead of the state elections. With that, we'll slip into a short break. News updates continue on NDTV. Do keep watching.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity.
Hello, good evening and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 6 p.m. time from Newsroom News Break. Let's start with the headlines. We have an action-packed 1 hour lined up for you. In Bollywood Me Too controversy, now after actor Siddiqui, in fact, his interrogation is likely to be next. Revati records statement against Siddiqui. Revati's statement recorded for 3 hours after the allegations were made. government's new security architecture for hospital security, verification of contract workers, escorts for women, steps discussed at the meeting chaired by Home Secretary. Mamata Banerjee talks tough on rape laws. West Bengal government to push for capital punishment. Mamata Banerjee says will call special assembly session 16 days since CBI took over. Where is the justice? Asked the Chief Minister. Minister Ashwini Vaishnav says a big decision on manufacturing has been taken by the cabinet, not for 12 industrial cities across 10 states. Opposition alliance Mahavikas Aghadi will hold a protest rally against the collapse of Shivaji's statue on September 1st in Mumbai, says collapse evidence of corruption in the ruling government. $15 dead after heavy rainfall across Gujarat. Army mobilized for relief and rescue operation. Chief Minister monitors the situation as flooding, in fact, continues in many places. Today was another day of showdown, ladies and gentlemen, in West Bengal. These visuals that you are seeing all across on your screens came from West Bengal through the day, where the BJP had called for a 12-hour protest, a bandh in West Bengal from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. The police, remember, at many places, in fact, there were clashes between the police and the BJP workers, also clashes between the TMC and the BJP, in fact, supporters and activists as well. At several places, the BJP workers tried to stop the railways, and as a precautionary measure, the State Transport Department gave helmets to their bus operators or the drivers, those who were, in fact, running these buses. Now, this happened, this entire protest, the bandh for the called by the Bharatiya Janata Party, was to protest the police's alleged high-handedness in dealing with the protests that took place yesterday, which were, as per the BJP, non-political, led by students and people's group, while the TMC calls these protests purely political. Now, through the day, there were clashes. Through the day, there was, as we saw yesterday, also, in fact, brawls across Bengal. One incident that was noted was Priyangu Pandey, one of the BJP leaders, who was on his way, in fact, to one such protest. Allegations were that he was fired at. 6 rounds were fired at his car. And later, in fact, the police said that they have rounded up 4 people.
আমি এখনো বলি রাজ্যের হাতে পাওয়ার নেই, রাজ্যের হাতে পাওয়ার থাকলে আমি 7 দিনে করে দেব। যারা ধর্ষক করবে তাদের একমাত্র শাস্তি ফাঁসি, 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 আর কিছু নয়। আমি নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভা স্পিকারকে বলে, এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসি, ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই, এই বিল আমরা পাস করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো। 16 দিন হয়ে গেল, কোথায় গেল বিচার? বিচার চাইতে হবে, বলতে হবে বিচার চাই, বিচার চাই, জবাব দাও সিবিআই। বিচার চাই, বিচার চাই, জবাব দাও সিবিআই। फांसी चाई, जवाब दो सीबीआई।
कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट ने हमारी जो आगे 7 दिन की हमारी धरना, उस धरने का परमिशन दिया है। कल लगभग 11-12 बजे से हम इस धरना को शुरू करेंगे, और जैसे पहले भी हमने धरना चलाया, ये धरना कल से शुरू होकर 7 दिन, अगले 7 दिन हमारे धरना चलेगा। इसके लिए कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट को हम साधुवाद देते हैं, उनके वर्डिक्ट को वेलकम करते हैं। और आज का जो स्ट्राइक है, इस स्ट्राइक को सफल करने के लिए पश्चिम बंगाल की आम जनता को, क्योंकि बीजेपी का बंद ये नहीं था, आम जनता का बंद है, आम जनता को हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं।
जांच को भटकाने, आरोपी को बचाने, सबूतों को मिटाने के बाद अब डॉक्टरों को धमकाने की एक नई रणनीति दिखाई पड़ रही है। आपने इससे पहले कोई ऐसा बंद नहीं देखा होगा कि जहां एक तरफ बंद का आह्वान किया जाए, दूसरी तरफ सत्ताधारी दल के नेता जाकर दुकानों को खुलवाने का प्रयास करें, फिर इसके बाद मुख्यमंत्री आकर प्रेस को संबोधित करें।
Now, remember, there have been many incidents of political violence in West Bengal, and today also in the Bandh. In fact, there was a shocking news that came through that a BJP leader, Priyanku Pandey, his vehicle was fired at. The allegation of the BJP is that there were two people, those who have been caught on camera. They fired at the vehicle in which this BJP leader was traveling, injuring his driver and another person. The allegation is that these were TMC workers. The police so far has rounded up 4 people in this, after this firing incident. Tanushka, my colleague, joins us with more details on this. Tanushka, coming to you very quickly. The BJP says that these are TMC activists. The people, those who have been arrested by the police, after this firing, any linkages to the party, or is it just politicization of this kind of violence that we are now seeing?
Right, exactly, Ankit. As of now, it is unconfirmed whether the 4 people who have been arrested at this firing incident at the BJP leader's car have what political affiliations do these 4 people who have been arrested have. This is unknown and unconfirmed as of yet, but what we do know is that 4 people have been arrested in this incident wherein a BJP leader claimed that he was fired at by TMC workers, attacked in his car in West Bengal's Bhatpara, which is in North 24 Parganas district.
All right, Tanushka, thank you for joining us with all those details. We'll keep following this story. But let me at this moment, just to try and understand what is going on in all this political shrill noise, how the next few days are going to be with the government and, of course, the main opposition party, the BJP there. I'm being joined at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, by Ms. Priyanka Tibrewal. She's the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We are also being joined by Ms. Dola Sen, member of Rajya Sabha from the TMC. Ma'am, thank you so much to both you ladies for joining us at this moment. I want to, in fact, start by asking you, Ms. Dola Sen, since yesterday, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been alleging that Mamata Banerjee, who has spearheaded many protests herself, is scared of the protest. In fact, that, all right, we have lost that line with Ms. Dola Sen. We'll try and go back to her. But let me very quickly then start with Ms. Tibrewal. Ms. Tibrewal, the Chief Minister today alleged that this is all politics being done. BJP is being opportunist as far as this case is concerned. They are doing dirty politics. She's asking, it's been 16 days. Nothing else has happened in the CBI case apart from what the Kolkata police did.
Well, whatever the Chief Minister says, Ankit, very good evening, first of all. And I would like to state that as per the statements and the words which we've heard from the mouth of Mamata Banerjee, the current Chief Minister of West Bengal, she should immediately be booked under Section 113 of the Bharat Nyaya Sanhita, because she has tried to say that she's going to burn states. And what are these states? They are part of India. So anybody who's trying to do this kind of planning to harm our country, she should be booked under the particular section. Now I'll tell you why all so much of ruckus is about what. This is because the TMC government was trying to cover up the entire incident, the entire brutal incident which took place at the Arjikal. People, the common people of West Bengal, the protesters who were there on the streets to voice their anguish. And it was about this horrifying rape which took place at Arjikal. But then ultimately what happened? They have been subjected to brutal and inhumane torture. So that is the reason that these Chhatra Sangathan who had called for this protest yesterday, everybody, whosoever it is, whether it is an aged man, whether it is a young girl going to school, they tried to join this protest yesterday and they received these kind of treatment from them. So we had called for a bandh today. Now it was a peaceful bandh, and I am so very thankful to the people of Bengal because they supported this bandh. People of Bengal, you see all the shops in various streets of West Bengal, whether it was Chaurangi, whether it was Bhawanipur, including Bhawanipur, all the major streets, all the shops were locked today. They did not open.
Right.
And it was not because of any kind of fear. But to protest against this government.
But Ms.
People
Shipripal,
did
you know,
not open their shops.
may I ask you this, ma'am? You saying that this anger is against the way the government handled or mishandled the case initially. The case is now with the CBI. They are investigating. The government, on its part, neither the police nor somebody from the government called up the family and said suicide. It is the principal who is also under scrutiny at this moment. Yes, they mishandled and reinstated him somewhere else. But the fact remains, at this moment, what else can Mamata Banerjee government do? This protest seems to be the prolonged protest at this moment. Is it just trying to milk political mileage out of it?
It will be, because this is not just one incident. Now the people of Bengal have seen that this chief minister sitting on the chair of the chief minister, being a woman, in each and every crime, she is supporting people who are found to be accused are actually MLAs and MPs and party workers or holding posts from her party. So now the people of Bengal have understood that with this kind of government, they will never get justice. See, it is the CBI who told in the Supreme Court that tampering has been done. Why Mamata Banerjee did not hand over the case immediately to the CBI? She gave chance to this police. So people of Bengal, their protest is not just for those who are accused or for those who have not yet been caught, but also against this government who has been complicit.
But the CBI did not say that the police was involved in this tampering, did they, ma'am?
Yes, of course. The CBI mentioned that by the time they reached, there was nothing which was left. Things had been tampered. Not just that. When goons were sent to attack the protesters who were sitting in the Arjikar, that time we did not see this kind of haste in the police. What we saw yesterday, Mamata Banerjee is so horrified. Why is she so horrified? It is the people of Bengal. See, it is for the people, of the people, and by the people.
Okay, Ms. Zola Sen is back, ma'am. You made your point. Let me get a counterpoint from her to defend, give her an opportunity to defend her government, ma'am. Thank you.
Certainly.
We lost that line earlier. The BJP charges that the protests are still going on because of the way the government mishandled this entire case right from the beginning. The people have lost their faith in the Mamata Banerjee government. It's the charge of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
I will tell that let the BJP leaders dream. Let them dream a lot. No problem. But it's so unfortunate that Honorable MP Sudhanshu ji and now Priyanka ji, Honorable Lawyer, dono ne, both has talked lies. Both has talked lies. ये सारे के सारे झूठ को हम पसंद नहीं करते. It's very unfortunate. I'll tell you the truth. You can cross-check it with the facts. The BJP are trying to make anarchy, trying to vandalize everything, trying to do hooliganism all over. It's not movement. It's not mass movement. It's not protest. Still, it is the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, the responsibility of her. That's why the police is so patient till date, till now. I'll urge upon them, 21 May, you have lost the game. In 2024 also, you have lost the game. Please come and join again. Fight for the election in 2026.
But ma'am, may I ask you, you are saying the police so far...
But don't try to make anarchy.
Okay, so may I ask you then, before I go back to Priyanka Tibrewal, may I ask you, Ms. Zola Sen, are you telling me that the police at this moment has not in fact unleashed some sort of a fury? Is that what the people of West Bengal expect? The police to the state to become a police state? Police brutality is what you would expect on the streets. Are you telling me that there is everything right from the time that the incident took place, that the government has not mishandled it? Is there some acceptance there that initially the case was mishandled?
Two things you have asked me, I will answer both.
Sure.
First, the police activities or police brutality. I will ensure there is no police brutality from the part of the state government. Because today also, from the very beginning, today also, Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee appealed towards the junior doctors. They are out of their service. They have taken oath to serve the people, the poor people, but they are out of their duty. Still, she told today also that you are doing a mass rally today. Carry on with your rally. You have grievances. You are urging for justice. I accept that and I am agreed with your demand, but please try to join your duties also. It's your oath.
Right.
Only appeal. You know that Honorable CJI from Supreme Court ordered that it is the state government owners that so that the junior doctors join their duty.
But Ms. Sen, is there an acceptance somewhere within the TMC rank and file and also in the government that the case initially was mishandled, ma'am? That has led to this anger.
Let me finish the first answer. 1 second again. Then I am coming to the second. Today also she appealed. She told that I won't do, though it is according to CJI's order, it is the state government's owners. Still, I will not organize any FIR against you. I will only appeal so that the junior doctors come and join their duties along with their agitation, along with their protest for justice. Number one. And number two, no mishandling over there from the part of the state government, because you please try to hear chronologically and go to CBI. Let Sudhanshuji and Priyankaji go to CBI and ask whether we are correct or not, whether we are transparent or not. Let them tell. First of all, on 9th, late night, the unfortunate incident happened of rape and murder towards a PG training. In the morning, probably 9 to 9:15, anyone from the hospital came to know. With 1 hour of time, 10 to 10:15, from the college authority and the police, there was a FIR launched in the local
Ma'am, the college
police
authority
station
initially informed the parents that it was a case of suicide. It was clear, trying to cover up. The principal from the college authorities informed the parents, and that principle gets reinstated in 24 hours.
Your question, then I will answer. Please, no interruption. Please, you complete your question.
Ma'am, I've completed my question, but I can't just. I have to ask you pertinent question. If you are telling me something, then I will have to come with an interjection. The interjection is that the principal who said that it is a case of suicide, in 24 hours, that principal is back on the job.
And now I made a First of all, principal of the RG Corps didn't tell that it's a case of suicide. Neither police authority told that this is a case of suicide. According to the parents of the victim, it was only a deputy super or assistant super who called them and told that there is a case of suicide of your daughter. Please come over. No police authority, no principal was accused. By the parents. I will not hear the allegation by Sudhanshuji or Priyanka.
I get your point. You are saying, I get your point. You are saying no mishandling. The police, the chronology, in fact, the CBI is now going through that chronology. Everything was done as per the law. But Mr. Brival, a quick response to what she's saying, and then I have a question for you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So, Madam said that she will not respond to any kind of acquisitions made from us or anyone else, but the acquisitions made by their own MP, Chukendu Shekhar Roy and Shantanu Sen. What did they have to speak about the hospital? We have all heard at length. They spoke about the financial irregularities. They spoke about, the frauds which was going on in the hospital. And they spoke about the complaint which was given against the principal by their ex-superintendent.
But they're two separate things, ma'am.
Sorry?
The case that had happened and the financial irregularities are two separate things.
That's what I'm saying. The case is separate. But what did Akhtar Ali said about the principal? Now, not just that, when she was saying that the superintendent had informed the family about the suicide, did they suspend them? No, they didn't. From the very first day, they were involved in a bust-up investigation, a shoddy investigation, which was just a cover-up and nothing else.
Okay, I will have to leave it there. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of time on this, but thank you, ladies, for joining us. The fact remains that people would have been expecting, because Mamata Banerjee has been a champion of protest, of people's right. Her entire career has been made on these protests. Why once hasn't the Chief Minister gone and met those protesting doctors is baffling for a lot of people. On the other hand, there is a very visible misinformation campaign that also needs to be stemmed as far as this politics around this case is concerned. Moving on, in fact, at this moment to the central government, in fact, has issued directives to the states and union territories to take immediate measures to ensure enhanced security and a safer working environment for health workers. These include increased patrolling, regulation of work hours for health workers, police verification of contractual staff, providing escorts to women health workers. The directives are issued by the centre in wake of the rape and murder of a trainee doctor in Kolkata's Arjikar Medical Hospital and College. The Union Health Secretary, as mandated by the Supreme Court, issued these directions, which after co-chairing a meeting with the Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan and Chief Secretaries and DGPs of various states and union territories. So remember now, after this nationwide campaign from the doctors to ensure that there is safety at workplace for them, the government, in fact, also acting on it on the Supreme Court's direction. The Supreme Court mandated this committee and said that all stakeholders should be, in fact, heard, and then decisions should be taken on how to ensure. Because, yes, one case is about this rape and murder of a doctor. Apart from that, every other day we keep hearing these cases where some attendant or somebody else attacks the doctors on duty. All those things need to be checked, security need to be provided, because, the least that we can do is ensure safe working space for health professionals, or for any other professional, as a matter of fact. Let me go across to my colleague, Vasudha Venugopal, who's joining us and has been tracking this story. Vasudha, as we see these directives now coming in, important to try and also assuage the kind of anger and uncertainty that doctors face at their workplace.
Absolutely, Ankit, and if you look at how the centre has intervened, they have looked at it very comprehensively. One is basically look at, very basic infrastructural requirements in the state, in the hospitals, medical establishments, both in private as well as government. And the other thing is to ensure the protection and safety of female doctors, junior resident doctors, specifically because this is a field that has seen a large number of women getting into, be it nurses, be it attendants, and for that matter, doctors. So the meeting that was held today is a follow-up of what happened yesterday. Yesterday was the first meeting of the National Task Force, which was constituted because the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of this issue. After that, of course, the NTF met for the first time yesterday, and today was a meeting with states. There was one little criticism that the NTF did not have members from states, which is why the centre made it a point to talk to states today, and the state DGPs and also the chief secretaries were present in this meeting. Okay. And of the main important key takeaways from this meeting is, of course, the fact that lady doctors have to be given security escorts when they have to go back homes after finishing late hours at duty. Second is ensuring that every security agency that is employed, that is recruited by hospitals, private hospitals or government hospitals, has to go through this mandatory process of verification by the police administration. Some sense of access control of large medical establishments, government hospitals, right, ensuring that the blind spots in government hospitals are also covered by CCTV, and the CCTVs are frequently reviewed and the footage is also in some ways examined so that there is no untoward incident that's taking place. So clearly many instructions have been issued, and this is also to ensure that even before the committee presents its report, there are these immediate measures that are put in place by states.
Right, the centre, in fact, proactive now. But Vasudha, stay on with me. There is some breaking news at this moment which is coming in. In fact, the doctor's body has suspended former principal of Arjikar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. Sandeep Ghosh has been suspended by the IMA. The disciplinary committee of IMA has, in fact, unanimously decided to suspend Dr. Ghosh, and his membership of the Indian Medical Association now stands disbarred. Vasudha continues to be with me. Let me go across to her. Vasudha, in fact, what we are seeing at this moment is action also coming in against the former principal, who faces not only allegations of trying to cover up this case, but also, a lot of financial bungling which the CBI and the ED is looking into. All right. I think we have lost that line with my colleague Vasudha, but this is an important piece of information which is coming in at this moment. IMA has suspended Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, who is the former principal of the Arjikar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata, where this unfortunate incident of a 31-year-old trainee doctor being raped and murdered took place. All right, with that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
Get the magic of the best working for you now.
Link your payment cards once, collect rewards forever.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start this segment, in fact, by showing you some visuals which are coming in from Gujarat. The situation in a lot of cities. This is Jamnagar, in fact, where you can see the waterlogging because of the massive rainfall. And this is unprecedented rainfall that we are seeing in Gujarat, where cities like Vadodara, Jamnagar, Ahmedabad, look at that. This is a normal road and people completely submerged. Water till their almost waist above their knees. And this has created a lot of problems in Gujarat. 15 people reportedly have lost their lives as far as these floods are concerned. Thousands have been evacuated. Villages still remain cut off. And water is logged in many places. Waterlogging is being reported from many places, especially the urban areas of Gujarat. The rescue operations are underway because of these Gujarat flood. Now, thousands have been shifted to safe zones. NDRF, Army have been pressed into rescue operation. There are reservoirs which are overflowing amid the heavy rainfall. And meanwhile, the Prime Minister has also saw details of the rescue operation. Several villages in Gujarat remain totally cut off because of the rainfall that we have seen in the last 24 hours. The meteorological department has also said that the next 24 to 48 hours are not going to bring any relief. There could be further rainfall in Gujarat. Villages of Dena, Piloi and Paranjpur, apart from Shikalpura and others, in fact, in Vadodara, outskirts of Vadodara, have been completely flooded. Locals estimate that 10 feet of water has entered the villages and their residences.
घर में आप जाकर एक बार देखिए घर की स्थिति क्या है।
नहीं पानी जाए नहीं तो पानी के लोग घरे नहीं जाते हैं
डूब जाते हैं।
हाँ और इतना पानी हम तो डूब जाते हैं।
ये परिवार ये सभी जे ये लोग ये सब परिवार है जे दो घर के परिवार
सब लोग सुरक्षित हैं। किसी को कुछ चोट वोट नहीं लगी?
नहीं चोट नहीं लगी पर घर सब टूट गया।
क्या क्या था घर में?
सब हवे सामान तो है ने वासन को कपड़ा खाना पीना बद सब चला गया पानी में।
पूरा घर डूब गया है। बच्चे लेके कहाँ से जाए कि हम लोग।
कितने छोटे बच्चे हैं आपके?
2 बच्चे हैं छोटे छोटे बच्चे। दूसरा 2 है 4 बच्चे।
अच्छा हाँ। लेकिन अगर देखा जाए तो घरों में जो पानी आपके घुसा है इतना ज़्यादा कि घर से आप लोगों को निकलना पड़ा, ऐसा कभी पहले हुआ है?
पहले भी हुआ था, अभी फिर वापस आ गया ऐसा। मगर भी बहुत सारे फर रहे हैं, पास में आ जाते घर के पास में। इतना सारा मगर है, पूरी तरह से जाते हैं तो मगर खा जाते, ऐसा हो जाता है।
तो बारिश में तो बहुत लोग मतलब बहुत मगरमच्छ आते होंगे।
हाँ बहुत सारे मगरमच्छ है इधर से, बड़े बड़े मगरमच्छ। कल रात को भी निकला था मगर बड़ा वाला। हाँ सांप मगरमच्छ सब निकल जाते हैं।
तो आप लोग रोजाना कैसे फिर इनसे बच के रहते जब बारिश नहीं होती तब?
बारिश के वजह से नहीं होते तो चले जाते हैं वही। हाँ पीछे नदी जैसा है ना उसमें चला जाता है। हाँ और जब पानी आ जाता है तभी बाहर निकल जाता है।
कितने दिन से बारिश हो रही है कि इतनी ज्यादा पानी भर गई?
हमें तीन दिन से बारिश हो रही है और कल से इतना सारा पानी आया, हम घर पे बाहर भी नहीं निकले, खाना भी नहीं खाया हमने। तो
यानी इतना ज्यादा पानी भर चुका है। यहाँ अब तक कुछ सुविधा आई किसी प्रकार की?
कोई सुविधा नहीं आई, कुछ भी सुविधा नहीं आई है। और कल से ऐसे ही बाहर पड़े हैं। पापा भी चल भी नहीं पाते और यहाँ पे दूसरे घर थोड़े ऐसे खड़ा था, उधर हम पापा को लेके आए घर पे और खाना भी नहीं बनाया। पूरा घर में पानी भर गया है, तो यहाँ भी चल भी नहीं पाते। इतना सा गले से आ गया है पानी उधर। यहाँ पे खाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, सब बोलते हैं वो आएगा ये आएगा। सब था, सब सारे भी गए ऐसे ही। 3 दिन से ऐसे ही हम ऐसे ही बैठे हैं, रात को भी सो नहीं पाते। पूरा ऐसे बेड पलंग यहाँ भीगा दे तो पूरा भर जाता है, भीग जाते हैं।
तो इतने दिनों से बारिश हो रही है, क्या ऐसे पानी भरना, इस प्रकार का जो है बाढ़ आना, ये पहले भी हुआ है कि इस साल ही ज्यादा?
यही साल पहले एक भी दिन नहीं हुआ है ऐसा, कि एक भी साल भी नहीं हुआ है। पहले साल ऐसा हुआ है कि यहाँ पानी भर गया।
मैं देख रही हूँ यहाँ पर ना तो कुछ पीने खाने की व्यवस्था है, ना वॉशरूम की व्यवस्था है। आप कैसे, अगर आपको एक्सेस करना हो, वॉशरूम जाना हो, तो आप कैसे जा रहे हैं?
अरे परेशान होके जा रहे हैं ऐसे। हमारे घर में पूरा पानी भर गया है, इतनी दिक्कत होती है। यहाँ से इतना दूर जाना पड़ता है हमको वॉशरूम के लिए। यहाँ भी खाना भी नहीं मिलता, ऐसे ही हम भूखे बैठे रहते हैं। वॉशरूम पापा को भी नहीं लेके उधर ठेर जाना पड़ता है, यहाँ पे चल भी नहीं पाते तो भी जाना पड़ता है। वो मेरे हस्बैंड है, वो उनको उठा के लेके जाते हैं। इतनी दिक्कत होती है, इतना सारा पानी भर गया है तो। और कुछ भी सुविधा अभी तक आई ही नहीं।
तेजल, ये बताइएगा, ये आपका, आप इसी घर में रहते हैं?
हाँ, इसी घर में रहते हैं।
पानी घुटनों तक है आपके, कैसे कैसे रह रहे हैं? कोई
कैसे भी करके, वो खटिया है ना, वो बाहर टांगी थी सुबह रात को, रात पूरी रात हम वो ईंटें है ना, वो नीचे डाल के उसके ऊपर खाटला रख के फिर हम लोग पूरी रात बैठे रहते थे। खाने के लिए भी कोई नहीं आया, पूछने के लिए भी।
मैं समझ पा रही हूँ।
मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं 3, क्या करूँ मैं? मेरी मम्मी के घर पे रखे, खाने के लिए भी कुछ नहीं है घर पे, सब भी गया है, कोई भी पूछने नहीं आता मुझे। मेरे 3 बच्चे हैं छोटे छोटे, मम्मी के घर पे रखा है, पर मम्मी के घर में भी पानी आ गया है। अब मैं लेने कैसे जाऊँ उन्हें?
और आपके पति कहाँ पर है?
वो भी वही मम्मी के घर पे गए हैं, वो रो रहे थे ना, वो मेरे जुड़वा बच्चे हैं जो।
तीनों बच्चे आपके मम्मी के घर पर?
हाँ, उनके घर में भी पानी आ गया है, इसलिए मम्मी के घर पे गए लेने के लिए।
और अब तक आपको कुछ किसी प्रकार की सहायता नहीं मिली?
कुछ भी सहायता नहीं मिली अभी तक, खाने के लिए कोई भी पूछने नहीं आया। हम क्या करें? बच्चों को भी क्या खिलाए, हम कुछ भी अच्छे नहीं, क्या खिलाएंगे?
All right. In fact, let's now get you another important story that we have been tracking for the last few days. In fact, the absolute upheaval which the Hema Kohli Commission report has caused in Mollywood, where now many actors find themselves, in fact, at this moment, at the wrong end of allegations as far as sexual harassment is concerned. There have been the cases which have now already been, put against actors and others, and the entire association of the filmmakers and the film artists in Kerala, remember, stands disbanded. Now, what is happening as far as this case is concerned? My colleague Ishika, in fact, spoke to BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Let's listen in.
Joining us now is senior BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar with us, sir. After this Hema committee report, now complaints have also been filed against sitting MLA Mukesh, sir. How do you see this?
Look, I have said this before and I will say this again. Every woman in India, including women in Kerala, is entitled to a safe place to work, is entitled to, almost as a fundamental right, to work in a place with dignity, work without exploitation. And therefore, the Hema committee report raises a number of question marks about the power that is being misused by people in the movie industry and misused to cause harm and loss of dignity to many, many women who have alleged cases against people. I have said this morning, and I say it again today, that it is important for the police to investigate each and every one of its claims, do so fast, do so fairly and transparently, so that no attempt is made to push this under the carpet. And so that justice for the women who have been abused like this is delivered to them. This is the most important goal and most important objective that the sitting Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, should focus on. On the issue of MLA Mukesh, our party president has already spoken the party's view on the matter. He has said it yesterday, and the party's position remains the same.
So, if we talk about Meenu Munir, in fact, after she filed a complaint, against MLA Mukesh, she now says that she has been receiving threat messages. Now, she is demanding the government to look into the safety of the victims as well.
No, this is an important part. Without getting into the particular person or the individual issues, I think it is for the Chief Minister, who is also the Home Minister, to ensure that all the victims who are there in the Hema committee report are given adequate protection while the matter is being investigated fairly, transparently and quickly by the police. It is extremely important that nobody intimidates witnesses, nobody is allowed to intimidate the victims, and justice not be delivered like that. So therefore it is very, very important that we all collectively demand from the government that justice is delivered to those who are actually really victimized by those in power in the movie industry.
So my last question to you is that the LDF government now says is that, they are in fact taking step, and this is one of the first kind of a committee, and thus, whatever the allegation BJP is making or questioning, that does not hold credibility.
We have not made any allegations. We have not said anything. We have only said that justice should be given to all of those who were victimized. So we have not said anything that is inconsistent with what the government says they are doing. But because the last 5 years the government dragged its feet on it, we are naturally suspicious, as the people of Kerala are suspicious, that the government will try and push it under the carpet. So therefore we are saying not only should the investigation be transparent and fair, it should also be swift. So therefore victims are given justice quickly.
Thank you. This was Rajesh Chandrasekhar with us, was saying that it is need of the hour that the justice should not just be transparent, but it should also be swift, and also in fact, safety should be given to the victims as well. Now with camera person Babu, this is Ishika Verma for NDTV.
Let me bring in my colleague Ishika, who is joining us with more details as far as this story is concerned at this moment. Ishika spoke to Rajesh Chandrasekhar that we played out for you. Ishika,
increase the program audio.
Okay, what we'll try and do, we'll just fix that audio and we'll come back to Ishika. Let's just very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, move on to... all right, we've fixed that line with Ishika. Let's go back to her at this moment. Ishika, thanks for joining us and getting us that reaction. But what is the status of the SIT which is investigating the case? What is going on as far as the allegations are concerned?
Well, if we talk about the update so far, with the investigation, well, there are survivors who one by one are coming out and they are filing complaints with the SIT. Today, in fact, we saw how actor Revati, in fact, she recorded her statement, and she recorded this statement against the Mollywood heavyweight Siddiqui. This, she recorded her statement for around 3 hours, and in that she has alleged that how, in fact, in January 2016, she was, in fact, allegedly molested by him after being promised a film role. Now, certainly what remains next for the Kerala police here is to ask, is to call, in fact, Siddiqui for an interrogation into this matter. But remember, Ankit, here that Siddiqui has already filed a case against Revati. But here, what we are also seeing is that survivors, despite all of this, they believe that this time justice will be delivered, because one by one, even if we talk about the other victims like Sonia Malhar, if we talk about the actor Meenu Munir, all of them are coming forward, and one by one they are in fact, recording their statements with the SIT. They are sending their complaints, and the case is also being filed at the same time. But certainly, if we talk about the investigation, it is not certainly an easy one, because the complaints are being filed from the other side as well. The SIT will have to look into each and every complaint, and only then, we can expect that some kind of result will come. But what will change after this, that certainly remains to be the bigger question. And when will the change come? That is one thing that, in fact, the entire country, after seeing this, another Me Too movement, is what is demanding. Over to you.
Thank you, Ishika, for joining us with all those details. Moving on to another shocker, ladies and gentlemen, which we are, in fact, picking up and reporting from Haldwani. This story is absolutely shocking. Imagine your daughter, your sister, wife, and a friend goes out for a movie, in fact, in the evening. And while they're coming back, driving back, two women in a car, they're encountered by these hooligans. These two cars, both of them, the Scorpio that you see going in front, and this smaller car, which is in fact where a person is in fact hanging out, they tried to stop two women in Haldwani, Uttarakhand. This was in fact reported widely on social media. Look at the hooliganism and absolutely carelessness that these people have, not only just putting the safety of these two women, but also other people on the road in jeopardy by behaving in such a fashion. Now, this incident, the horror has been caught on camera. These women, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, took out their phone, and thanks to them that we have the evidence of these people. Now, these men in the car were chasing, harassing these women, and this video, in fact, has come from Uttarakhand's Haldwani, and the police has now acted on this video, which has now gone viral. The police say that one car has been traced and they are looking for the men who were in fact passing these commons, and at one time they even trying to stop these women, this vehicle, the Scorpio vehicle. I'll show it to you on our big screen once again. Let's just roll it back and show it to you. At one point, they even tried to stop their vehicle just before this. Look at this. They tried to stop them, stall their car, and even at one point of time, there was somebody who was opening the door from this vehicle trying to get out. But in fact, all this was caught on camera. These women were returning from after a movie night, and this disturbing video was posted on X on Wednesday afternoon. They narrated, in fact, their story, and this happened near the Sacred Heart School in Uttarakhand's Haldwani. The 1-minute video appears to have been shot on a mobile phone from one of these women, those who were in fact traveling in this vehicle, and then of course were these two other vehicles tried to intercept them. This shows a black Scorpio car trying to stop them. They were both these cars, one in front, one behind, tried to in fact put these women in a dangerous situation. Let's listen into what the police has said on this.
देखिए, हमारे भी संज्ञान में आई है और हमें महिला की तरफ से तहरीर भी प्राप्त हो गई है और इसमें एफआईआर पंजीकृत कर इसमें वैधानिक कार्रवाई की जा रही है। एक गाड़ी तो हमने कब्जे में ले ली है, कुछ लड़कों को भी हम तलाश रहे हैं, चिन्हित हो गए हैं और शीघ्र ही उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाएगा।
कहाँ का मामला है? किया जा रहा था किसी का क्या?
ये हल्द्वानी का ही है, कोतवाली हल्द्वानी क्षेत्र का मामला है और इसमें मैंने जैसे बताया कि तहरीर मिल गई है, एफआईआर पंजीकृत कर इसमें जो भी इसमें ये गाड़ी दिख रही है और जो लड़के दिख रहे हैं इनको चिन्हित कर लिया गया है और शीघ्र ही इनको अरेस्ट कर जेल भेजा जाएगा।
My colleague Kishore Rawat joins us with more details on this. Kishore, बहुत ही शॉकिंग ये वीडियो है। किस तरीके से महिलाओं की सुरक्षा को लेकर बातचीत ज़्यादा होती है, लेकिन दिन रात को इस समय इतनी जनता के बीच में इस तरीके से ये लोग महिलाओं को परेशान करने का ये वीडियो सामने आया है, काफ़ी चिंताजनक है। पुलिस कह रही है कि चिन्हित कर लिया गया, कब तक अरेस्ट किया जाएगा इनको?
बिल्कुल, जिस तरीके से हल्द्वानी और जो नैनीताल का निचला इलाका है और अक्सर पहाड़ों में इस तरीके की तस्वीरें नहीं दिखती है, लेकिन ये तस्वीर बेहद ही शर्मनाक है। महिलाओं की सुरक्षा को लेकर अक्सर उत्तराखंड में कहा जाता है कि महिलाएं फिलहाल रात को खुलेआम जा सकती है, आराम से अपने घर आ सकती है, लेकिन ये जो तस्वीर है इसमें जो दोनों स्कूटी पे महिलाएं उन्होंने वीडियो बनाया है। पहले जो स्कॉर्पियो गाड़ी है उसने महिलाओं को रोकने और बीच में उनको कुछ कमेंट्स पास किए थे, जिसके बाद एक गाड़ी और आती है व्हाइट कलर की और उसमें वो लड़के बाहर से कमेंट्स करते हैं। ये वीडियो वायरल किया गया, सोशल मीडिया पे काफी वायरल हुआ और जो महिलाएं उन्होंने पुलिस थाने में एक तहरीर दी, एक कंप्लेन करी और कंप्लेन के बाद अब पुलिस ये दावा कर रही है कि जल्द उनको पकड़ लिया जाएगा। लेकिन सवाल ये है कि उत्तराखंड पुलिस को जब इस तरीके का मामला सोशल मीडिया में वायरल हो रहा है, सबको पता है और गाड़ियों के जो गाड़ी के नंबर है यानी दोनों गाड़ियों के नंबर साफ पता लग रहे हैं कि दोनों गाड़ियां कहाँ की है और जो जिसने पोस्ट किया है वो भी गाड़ी का नंबर डाल रही है, तो पुलिस ने क्यों नहीं इस पे एक्शन लिया गया? वो महिला का वेट करती रही कि महिला आएंगी, वो यहाँ पर एक कंप्लेन देंगी, उसके बाद इस मामले में वो कार्रवाई करेंगे। तो ऐसे में पर भी सवाल है कि आखिर जब सोशल मीडिया में बहुत सारे ऐसे मामले होते हैं जिसमें सो मोटो लिया जाता है, खासकर पुलिस को इस मामले में लेना चाहिए था और महिला की कंप्लेन करने के बाद ये दावा किया जा रहा है कि एक गाड़ी पहचान हो गई और दूसरी गाड़ी को पकड़ने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, लेकिन अभी भी अपराधी पुलिस से गिरफ्त से बाहर है। जी,
Thank you, Kishore, for joining us with all those details. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I once again just want you to see these images. And if you are in Haldwani, you know these people, if you know this person, this face, make sure that this man pays for what he has done. A lesson has to be taught to people like these so that the women in this country can remain safe. They can go wherever they want to go without any fear of such hooligans, in fact, trying to, at this moment, misbehave with them. All right, with that, we are slipping into a very short break. News and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's very quickly take you to this the story that we are tracking at this moment. In fact, this story, the politics on the Shivaji statue. This was just inaugurated last year. It fell, and in Maharashtra, this has become a big talking point. Now, the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray's chief, Uddhav Thackeray, and Sharad Pawar today hit out at Eknath Shinde government over the collapse of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue, alleging that this is an evidence of corruption which has peaked under the Mahayuti dispensation. The 35-foot statue of the 17th century Maratha king, in fact, was unveiled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Rajkot Fort in Sindhurg on December 4th last year. It collapsed on Monday afternoon. This has ignited the fierce political debate and dispute between the Maharashtra's ruling alliance and the opposition. The MVA has announced plans of a protest against the Shinde government over this incident.
आने वाले रविवार को हम मुंबई में तीनों पार्टियों के प्रमुख नेता, शीर्ष नेता और हम सारे जो हमारे साथी अन्य पक्ष है उनको सारे शिव प्रेमी और सारे पार्टियों के जो शीर्ष नेता है और कार्यकर्ता जिनके दिल में शिवाजी महाराज हैं, वो सारे आने वाले 1 तारीख यानी रविवार को हुतात्मा स्मारक वहां इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे। हम जिन्होंने मुंबई के लिए बलिदान दिया है उनको वंदन कर कर हम गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ, जहां पर हमारे छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज जी का एक स्टैच्यू है, वहां उनको वंदन करने के लिए जाएंगे और इस सरकार का निषेध करने के लिए हम सरकार की प्रतिमा मराठीमध्ये सांगित की त्यांना जोडे मारा कार्यक्रम करू।
Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw today announced that the Union Cabinet has approved 12 new industrial smart cities in different states of the country. The outlay of rupees 28,602 crores will boost domestic manufacturing and also generate lakhs of jobs. Out of the 12 industrial cities, 2 are in Andhra Pradesh, 1 in Bihar, key allies of the NDA government, of the BJP. In fact, in the NDA, the government in the budget has announced the development of plug-and-play industrial parks in over 100 cities in partnership with states and private sectors to boost manufacturing.
आज बहुत बड़ा मेजर एक फैसला लिया गया है। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए 12 इंडस्ट्रियल स्मार्ट सिटीज। आप सब जानते हैं नेशनल इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट, ये प्रोजेक्ट एक ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट है जो कि भारत की पूरी फ्यूचर डेवलपमेंट को पॉजिटिवली इम्पैक्ट करने वाला है। बहुत बड़े फैसले हुए हैं। 12 नए इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज, 12 new industrial areas on the industrial corridors. ये 12 नए इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज कंबाइंड इनमें इन्वेस्टमेंट सरकार की तरफ से आएगा 28,602 करोड़ का.
The regional industry conclave is underway in Gwalior, marking the third such event in Madhya Pradesh in the past 6 months. The Adani Group has revealed plans to set up major facilities, including a cement factory in Guna and a defense system factory in Shivpuri. Karan Adani, Managing Director, Adani Port and SEZ Limited, announced the Adani Group plans to invest 35,000 crore rupees in 2 major projects in the state.
I'm proud to say that Adani Group is deeply committed to this great development vision at both the national level and the state level. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, we have already invested 18,250 crores and created 12,000 jobs. Gwalior is fast becoming a tourism hotspot and a pool of high quality talent, and also a key transportation and trade hub. These developments are making Gwalior one of India's emerging economic centers, attracting investments across sectors. Adani Defense Facility at Gwalior is the country's largest small arms plant and has positioned Madhya Pradesh as a global hub for small arm manufacturing. And today, I'm proud to announce 2 more projects. The first one, Adani Group plans to set up a 2 million ton cement grinding unit in Guna. And the second project is we are going to set up a state-of-the-art propellant production facility at Shivpuri. This unit in Shivpuri is strategically aligned with the Atmanirbharta mission of transforming India from a defense importer to a defense exporter. These 2 projects would result in an investment of 3,500 crores and create over 3,500 direct and indirect jobs.
All right, that's all the time that we have in this edition. News and update continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed.
More trouble for RG Corps former principal Shondeep Ghosh. IMA disciplinary committee unanimously decides to suspend him. This even as Ghosh faces CBI investigation for negligence in the Kolkata rape and murder case. Bengal Chief Minister talks tough on rape laws on the back of protests over the Kolkata doctor who was raped and murdered. Mamata Banerjee says she will call a special assembly session next week to push for a bill seeking capital punishment for rapists. She also says that it's been 16 days since the CBI took over the investigation, but where's the justice? Government's new security architecture for hospital safety, verification of contract workers, escorts for women medical professionals. States also price center of steps taken. Latest in the Mollywood Me Too investigation, Siddique likely to be interrogated next. Revati records statement against the veteran actor. Revati's statement recorded for 3 hours as Siddique is booked in a rape case. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw announces that the cabinet has approved 12 new industrial smart cities in 10 different states with an outlay of 28,600 crore to boost domestic manufacturing. Will create lakhs of jobs. And the latest in the Gujarat flood mayhem, 15 people killed after heavy rainfalls across the state. Army mobilized for relief and rescue operations. Chief Minister monitors the situation as there's widespread flooding, especially around Vadodara. Survivors, some of the victims in fact, speak to our reporters, claim that they haven't been able to go out and relief is hard to come by. Right, our top story related to the Kolkata rape and murder case, and the latest which is coming in on this is that the IMA has suspended the former principal of RG Corps Hospital, Shondeep Ghosh. The suspension comes after concerns which had been raised by PAIMA, which is one of the Doctors Association, and the IMA, in fact, in its order there has said that Shondeep Ghosh had exhibited lack of empathy and sensitivity while handling the case. Remember that the hospital has come under the scanner for the manner in which the initial details came out, the manner in which the hospital communicated with the victim's family, and also there have been repeated questions asked as to why it wasn't the hospital which filed the FIR related to this horrific case. So that is, of course, the top focus that we are having on this show at the moment. Let me go across to my colleague Vasudha. Vasudha, just for the benefit of our viewers, we know that there are multiple investigations related to Shondeep Ghosh. If you can tell our viewers, right from the CBI investigation, which is on the main case, but also ED investigation on the irregularities, the financial irregularities in RG Corps Hospital, and now the IMA has also distanced itself in a way, saying that they want nothing to do with him. They've suspended him from membership of the association.
That's right, Tanima. Dr. Shondeep Ghosh is, he is a physician, is an orthopedic physician surgeon, somebody who comes from Bongaon, which is in South Bengal, and he has been the principal of the RG Corps Medical College and Hospital since 2021. For a brief period of time in 2023, he was transferred out, but of course in 2024, he was the principal of the college when this horrible, brutal rape and murder of this 31-year-old junior doctor took place on the 9th of August, and he has been under a lot of scrutiny, because if you look at the recent video that was also released by the BJP in charge of West Bengal, Amit Malviya, that also shows how the college, the site of the crime, was completely compromised on the night of the incident. So he has been at the center of the controversy, somebody that even a section of the Trinamool believes should not have been shielded, allegedly shielded by the government. Something, these allegations have been going on, and this is something that even prompted the Calcutta High Court to ask these questions of the state government as to why did it seem like the state government was covering up for him. Because Dr. Shondeep Ghosh is accused by many of, of indulging in this massive cover-up of this brutal rape and murder that took place on the 9th of August. He is an orthopedic, and IMA taking this action is particularly significant because the Indian Medical Association, like we know, Tanima, has been at the forefront of leading this agitation, not just in Kolkata, but across the country. It has been demanding a central law. It has already had 2 meetings with the health minister. It has been leading these protests, asking for safety protocols to be put in place, which is why the Supreme Court also in some ways took suo motu cognizance of this case. And today there is, this NTF working, and this National Task Force has already had 2 meetings for now. Sandeep Ghosh is being interrogated by the CBI. There have been at least 12 hours of interrogation that has happened already. There is also a state appointed committee that is looking into financial irregularities. There have been raids in his house by the CBI, and there are also allegations by the former deputy superintendent of the hospital, Akhtar Ali, who has said that he was also involved in selling of unclaimed bodies and also in biomedical waste sales. So clearly there are many allegations that this man is fighting, and clearly there are also accusations that point to some sort of guilt, which is why the IMA has accused him of showing lack of empathy, sensitivity, and has said that he has brought disrepute to the profession.
While the doctors in Kolkata have not given up on their protest, but there are several questions that the RG Kor doctors, young doctors over there, have also raised on their own former principal and the manner in which the first response to this case has been from the hospital authorities. At that time, of course, Swiggy Ghosh was in charge there and now facing IMA wrath as well. Vasudha, thank you so much for joining us with that. Meanwhile, shifting focus now to Kolkata, and it was the second day of unrest in Kolkata, not just in Kolkata, but in different parts of Bengal as well, as the BJP had called for a 12-hour bandh. But what it eventually led to was a lot of TMC versus BJP workers face-off. There were, of course, several parts of the state where BJP workers were detained. Some of their top leaders were also detained as the TMC and the Bengal government opposed this bandh call which had been made by the BJP. The BJP, of course, claimed that this was a protest in response to the police action on protesters yesterday at the Nabanno Obhijan rally in Kolkata. But the TMC, of course, had maintained that yesterday as well as today, the protests and unrest were being led by BJP workers. In fact, Mamata Banerjee today addressed a gathering at the TMC Foundation Day event where she said, in fact, raised questions about the CBI investigation, saying that it's been 16 days since the CBI took over the probe. Where is the justice for the victim? Also said that next week she's going to call a special assembly session in which she's going to try and in which the Bengal government is going to move a bill which will seek an amendment to the laws in the state and in fact will push for death penalty for rapists. Listen in to some of the top reactions coming in today.
আমি এখনো বলি রাজ্যের হাতে পাওয়ার নেই রাজ্যের হাতে পাওয়ার থাকলে আমি 7 দিনে করে দেব যারা ধর্ষক করবে তাদের একমাত্র শাস্তি ফাঁসি 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 আর কিছু নয় আমি নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভা স্পিকারকে বলে এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসি ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই এই বিল আমরা পাস করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো 16 দিন হয়ে গেল কোথায় গেল বিচার বিচার চাইতে হবে বলতে হবে বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই বিচার চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই ফাঁসি চাই জবাব দাও সিবিআই
कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट ने हमारी जो आगे 7 दिन की हमारी धरना उस धरने का परमिशन दिया है। कल लगभग 11-12 बजे से हम इस धरना को शुरू करेंगे और जैसे पहले भी हमने धरना चलाया ये धरना कल से शुरू होकर 7 दिन अगले 7 दिन हमारे धरना चलेगा। इसके लिए कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट को हम साधुवाद देते हैं, उनके वर्डिक्ट को वेलकम करते हैं और आज का जो स्ट्राइक है इस स्ट्राइक को सफल करने के लिए पश्चिम बंगाल की आम जनता को, क्योंकि बीजेपी का बंद ये नहीं था, आम जनता का बंद है, आम जनता को हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं।
जांच को भटकाने, आरोपी को बचाने, सबूतों को मिटाने के बाद अब डॉक्टरों को धमकाने की एक नई रणनीति दिखाई पड़ रही है। आपने इससे पहले कोई ऐसा बंद नहीं देखा होगा कि जहां एक तरफ बंद का आह्वान किया जाए, दूसरी तरफ सत्ताधारी दल के नेता जाकर दुकानों को खुलवाने का प्रयास करें, फिर इसके बाद मुख्यमंत्री आकर प्रेस को संबोधित करें।
Right, and of course, this entire case also has brought in a lot of focus on doctors' safety. And the centre today issued directives to the states as well as union territories to take immediate measures to ensure enhanced security and safer working environment for health workers. Some of these measures which have been suggested include increased patrolling at hospitals, regulation of work hours for medical professionals, and police verification of contract workers, and also providing for women to be escorted, or there should be enhanced security, especially for women medical professionals. The directives were issued by the centre in the wake of the rape and murder of the Kolkata trainee doctor at the RG Kaur hospital. Right, and there's of course another shocking case which has been reported from Uttarakhand, Haldwani in Uttarakhand, where men in cars, a disturbing video has come forward which shows that men in cars were harassing women on a bike. In fact, this is the video which is on your screens right now, and showing the women being harassed by a number of men late night at in Uttarakhand's Haldwani. The 1-minute video appears to have been shot on mobile phone and shows the car in which the women were traveling, first being forced to slow down by another car which preceded them. Police so far are saying that they are studying the video and that one of the cars being traced, but they are looking for some of the people, some of the men who were seen in this viral video.
देखिए, हमारे भी संज्ञान में आई है और हमें महिला की तरफ से तहरीर भी प्राप्त हो गई है और इसमें एफआईआर पंजीकृत कर इसमें वैधानिक कार्रवाई की जा रही है। एक गाड़ी तो हमने कब्जे में ले ली है, कुछ लड़कों को भी हम तलाश रहे हैं, चिन्हित हो गए हैं और शीघ्र ही उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाएगा।
कहाँ का मामला है? किया जा रहा था किसी का क्या?
ये हल्द्वानी का ही है, कोतवाली हल्द्वानी क्षेत्र का मामला है और इसमें मैंने जैसे बताया कि तहरीर मिल गई है, एफआईआर पंजीकृत कर इसमें जो भी इसमें ये गाड़ी दिख रही है और जो लड़के दिख रहे हैं इनको चिन्हित कर लिया गया है और शीघ्र ही इनको अरेस्ट कर जेल भेजा जाएगा।
I'm joined by my colleague Kishore, who's been tracking this case. Kishore, पुलिस ने इस पूरे वायरल वीडियो को संज्ञान में लेते हुए कार्रवाई तो स्टार्ट की है, बट अभी तक कोई अरेस्ट किया गया है इस केस में?
तो जैसे ये वीडियो वायरल हुआ उसमें गाड़ी के नंबर तक लिखे गए थे। कल रात जो 10:30 बजे का वीडियो है, इसके बाद से अगर अभी देखा जाए तो करीबन 14-15 घंटे गुजर चुके हैं। पुलिस के हाथ में ये बताया जा रहा है कि एक गाड़ी को उन्होंने ट्रेस कर लिया है। इसके अलावा 5 ऐसे युवक हैं जिनको उन्होंने चिन्हित कर लिया और गिरफ्तारी की बात की जा रही है, लेकिन अभी तक पुलिस ने नहीं बताया कि उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया नहीं। दूसरी बात यह है कि जब वो वीडियो वायरल हुआ है तो लड़कियों के साथ बदतमीजी की गई है। पहले एक स्कॉर्पियो उसमें उन्होंने बदतमीजी करी, उन जो युवतियों ने स्कूटी से वीडियो बनाया, उसके पीछे कार और आती है, वो भी बदतमीजी का समय पास करते हैं। सवाल यही है कि जब उन्होंने वीडियो वायरल किया था और ये वीडियो वायरल हो चुका था, उस गाड़ी का नंबर तक डाल दिया था अपनी गाड़ी के अंदर, तो पुलिस ने क्यों ही इस वीडियो का संज्ञान लेकर इस पर कार्रवाई करी? क्यों वो उस महिला का इंतजार करते रहे कि वो तहरीर दे और उसके बाद वो मुकदमा दर्ज करे और उसके बाद आगे कार्रवाई करे? चूँकि वीडियो में साफ दिख रहा है, 1 मिनट का वीडियो, उसमें साफ दिख रहा है कि गाड़ी के नंबर कौन से, इसके अलावा जो सोशल मीडिया में इसे डाला गया उसमें गाड़ी के नंबर तक है। तो पुलिस अपने आप में इसकी सो मोटो की जांच कर सकती थी और देख सकती थी कि जब ये देश भर में महिलाओं की सुरक्षा का मामला चल रहा है तो इसमें ऐसे में लापरवाही बिल्कुल नहीं होनी चाहिए थी। बहरहाल पुलिस ये दावा कर रही है कि गाड़ी को उन्होंने ट्रेस कर लिया है और 5 युवकों को उन्हें चिन्हित कर लिया और गिरफ्तारी की बात कर रही है, लेकिन अभी तक पुलिस ने ये नहीं बताया कि पूरी तरह से उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया, वो लोग कौन थे और जो दूसरी गाड़ी है वो कहाँ है, क्योंकि नंबर साफ दिख रहे हैं, साफ लिखे हुए हैं और पुलिस के लिए शायद इतना बड़ा काम नहीं है कि किसी गाड़ी के नंबर को ट्रेस करना। ये काम व्यक्ति की गाड़ी का नंबर ट्रेस करके उसकी पूरी हिस्ट्री निकाल सकता है। तो ऐसे में पुलिस की जो लापरवाही हुई है पिछले 14-15 घंटे में, वो कहीं ना कहीं सवाल की जरूरत है।
किशोर, शुक्रिया हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। Now, a group of 100 women activists in Kerala have issued a joint statement demanding the resignation of a left of left party MLA M. Mukesh. They have cited multiple allegations of harassment and misconduct against him. The statement criticizes the government for including Mukesh in the Film Policy Formulation Committee, arguing that it's disrespectful to women. The women activists are threatening to protest in case Mukesh does not resign and if the government doesn't take action against him. Remember that he's one of the people who has in fact been named by one of the women actors in the latest wave of Me Too cases rocking the Kerala film industry, and Mukesh, of course, has denied those allegations. But the SIT probe in the main case, in fact, has picked up pace from today, with more and more complaints coming off of more and more complaints emerging in the Malayalam film industry. The probe by the state government, the Kerala SIT has in fact started formally recording statements from today. Remember, against actor Siddiqui, a rape case has been filed today, a case of rape and intimidation after actor Revati Rekoff had submitted a complaint, and she has formally recorded a statement in front of the SIT today. It's likely that Siddiq will be interrogated soon, and he's also, of course, filed a counter FIR denying some of these charges which have been leveled against him. But my colleague Ishika, who is in Thiruvananthapuram, spoke to one of the top BJP leaders in Kerala, Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Listen in.
Joining us now is senior BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar with us, sir. After this Hema committee report, now complaints have also been filed against sitting MLA Mukesh, sir. How do you see this?
Look, I have said this before and I will say this again. Every woman in India, including women in Kerala, is entitled to a safe place to work, is entitled to, almost as a fundamental right, to work in a place with dignity, work without exploitation. And therefore, the Hema committee report raises a number of question marks about the power that is being misused by people in the movie industry and misused to cause harm and loss of dignity to many, many women who have alleged cases against people. I have said this morning, and I say it again today, that it is important for the police to investigate each and every one of its claims, do so fast, do so fairly and transparently, so that no attempt is made to push this under the carpet, and so that justice for the women who have been abused like this is delivered to them. This is the most important goal and most important objective that the sitting Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, should focus on. On the issue of MLA Mukesh, our party president has already spoken the party's view on the matter. He has said it yesterday, and the party's position remains the same.
So, if we talk about Meenu Munir, in fact, after she filed a complaint, against MLA Mukesh, she now says that she has been receiving threat messages. Now, she is demanding the government to look into the safety of the victims as well.
No, this is an important part. Without getting into the particular person or the individual issues, I think it is for the Chief Minister, who is also the Home Minister, to ensure that all the victims who are there in the Hema committee report are given adequate protection while the matter is being investigated fairly, transparently and quickly by the police. It is extremely important that nobody intimidates witnesses, nobody is allowed to intimidate the victims, and justice not be delivered like that. So therefore it is very, very important that we all collectively demand from the government that justice is delivered to those who were actually really victimized by those in power in the movie industry.
So my last question to you is that the LDF government now says is that they are in fact taking step, and this is one of the first kind of a committee, and thus whatever the allegation BJP is making or questioning, that does not hold credibility.
We have not made any allegations, we have not said anything, we have only said that justice should be given to all of those who were victimized. So we have not said anything that is inconsistent with what the government says they are doing. But because the last 5 years the government dragged its feet on it, we are naturally suspicious, as the people of Kerala are suspicious, that the government will try and push it under the carpet. So therefore we are saying not only should the investigation be transparent and fair, it should also be swift. So therefore victims are given justice quickly.
Thank you. This was Rajesh Chandrasekhar with us, was saying that it is need of the hour that the justice should not just be transparent, but it should also be swift, and also in fact, safety should be given to the victims as well. Now with camera person Babu, this is Ishika Verma for NDTV.
Ishika now joining me live from Thiruvananthapuram. Ishika, you have been tracking the updates coming in from the SIT's investigation today in Kerala. So take us through how the probe has moved so far today.
Well, if we talk about, the update so far as far the investigation goes, we are now seeing that one by one the survivors, in fact, to whom we even spoke on NDTV, they are coming forward and they are filing complaint with the SIT. Today, in fact, we saw actor Revati. She, in fact, recorded her statement, which went on for around 3 hours. And she has recorded her statement against Mollywood heavyweight Siddiqui, where she has alleged that, in fact, he had allegedly molested her in January 2016 after promising her a film role. Now, not just her, we are seeing even more victims, like Sonia Malhar, actor Meenu, who are in fact, filing complaints with the SIT, and in fact, they are also hoping that this time justice will be delivered. But first of all, let me tell you that I am present here in Trivandrum with some youth here. I'll go across to them as to what they are thinking about this entire issue. Now, you are also youth and you're a young woman. When you hear all of these allegations as to how, women for so many years in film industry, and these are not normal women, these are celebrity women. They were, sexually assaulted, they were harassed. What kind of, questions or concerns are there in your mind after hearing?
Personally, I would say that I've heard a lot of stories about people, not just celebrities, but everyone, about being sexually assaulted. One or the other person will have such experience. So what we should do is not to concentrate on this particular issue. Rather, we should address the whole issue as a whole. Even for every people, we have to make sure that everyone is safe, not just the celebrities. Just because some issues popping up, that is not the only time it should come up. It should come as a whole. Like the safety should be a priority.
The safety of women should be a priority. That is certainly one of the concerns and also a demand from the young women here in Trivandrum. I want to ask you as well. In fact, when you hear about all of this, certainly this is one of the incidents which has now made highlights. But we have seen, that if we talk about, sexual harassment cases, or if we talk about even rape cases, they have always been on a rise in India. And with this issue highlighting this all over again, what are the thoughts that come in your mind? And do you think that this is the time that governments, they take a concrete stand and in fact the action or the justice is delivered?
There is a lot of industries in this India, like Bollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, like that. From that, only Mollywood has done this, like forming a committee and like that. There is also use for the committee, but also some of them are exploiting it. I don't know if the whole allegations are true or not, but by the whole situation, I think they are focusing on some high actors, high paid actors, and something like that. So also the ladies who are telling they are molested, like a woman that is a Siddiq case.
So certainly these allegations need to be looked into.
And it has to be investigated properly.
So investigation should be done properly, and in fact, this should not just be a matter of one time, but in fact the government needs to actually make the safety of women a priority. This is what even here the youth of Trivandrum thinks about this entire matter. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, they're tracking the investigation and getting us voices from the ground. Thank you so much for joining us with that. Now, the Regional Industry Conclave was held in Gwalior today, marking the third such event in Madhya Pradesh in the past 6 months. The Adani Group has revealed plans to set up major facilities, including a cement factory in Guna and a defense system factory in Shivpuri. Karan Adani, Managing Director of Adani Port and SEZ Limited, announced that the Adani Group plans to invest 3,500 crores in 2 major projects in the state.
I'm proud to say that Adani Group is deeply committed to this great development vision at both the national level and the state level. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, we have already invested 18,250 crores and created 12,000 jobs. Gwalior is fast becoming a tourism hotspot and a pool of high quality talent. and also a key transportation and trade hub. These developments are making Gwalior one of India's emerging economic centers, attracting investments across sectors. Adani Defence Facility at Gwalior is the country's largest small arms plant and has positioned Madhya Pradesh as a global hub for small arm manufacturing. And today, I'm proud to announce two more projects. The first one, Adani Group, plans to set up a 2 million ton cement grinding unit in Guna. And the second project is we are going to set up a state-of-the-art propellant production facility at Shivpuri. This unit in Shivpuri is strategically aligned with the Atmanirbharta mission of transforming India from a defense importer to a defense exporter. These two projects would result in an investment of 3,500 crores and create over 3,500 direct and indirect jobs.
And with that, we will be heading into a short break. Stay tuned to NDTV for more news and updates.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild.
Good evening. In a significant judgment today, the Supreme Court reiterated that bail is the rule and jail is the exception. The Apex Court said that the legal principle, bail is the rule and jail is the exception, will apply even in cases under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now, the top court's observations in this judgment came while granting bail to Prem Prakash, an alleged aide to Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in a PMLA case. A bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and K.V. Vishwanathan said that Section 45 of the Act, which lays down twin conditions for bail, does not rewrite the legal principle to mean that deprivation is the norm and liberty of an individual is the exception. Now, this is, of course, an important observation, an important judgment, and some of these observations are very crucial, especially when it comes to, if we look at so many high-profile cases in which the ED has made some very high-level arrests recently. And joining me to discuss this further is Justice B.G. Kolse Patil, former judge of the Bombay High Court, and Aniket Ujjwal Nikam, advocate in Bombay High Court. In fact, let me start with Aniket Ujjwal Nikam. You know, while the legal principle exists on paper, and Supreme Court has reiterated it multiple times that bail is the norm and jail is an exception, but in your experience in courtrooms, is it the same? Do you see courts actually granting bail, especially in some of these very high-profile cases of the ED and CBI? If you can share some of your experiences there.
Purnima, I have had my share of having appeared in several cases involving offences under money laundering as well as offences involving MCOCA. In all these special statutes, there are twin conditions, which is unless you meet these two conditions, you are not entitled for bail. However, of late, the Honorable Supreme Court in series and catena of judgments, as you would know, have passed orders granting bail on the ground that when there is delay in trial and there is absolutely no possibility of trial coming to an end in near future, then these twin conditions in this special statute stand relaxed. And therefore, the accused would no longer be required to meet these twin conditions, and only on the ground of delay in trial, he would be entitled for bail. That is number one. Number two, even when there are twin conditions, the Honorable Supreme Court and our courts, as in Bombay High Court, has held that if prima facie these twin conditions are satisfied, then the accused would be entitled for bail. But in any which ways, since these special statutes are there, it is mandatory for every accused to first meet the requirements of these twin conditions. Unless these conditions are not satisfied, the court would not really enter into the realm of granting bail unless there is a huge delay in trial, which is another case or another point for that matter.
Right. In fact, we are looking at this subject, Aniket, from a very common man's perspective. And the next question that I'm going to pose to you is also from that perspective. Why is it that we see lesser instances of bail being granted in lower courts and high courts, especially in high-profile cases, as I mentioned, despite this reiteration by the Supreme Court several times? Even yesterday, we saw this judgment which came out in K. Kavita's bail, where the Supreme Court pointed out that the High Court had interpreted a particular clause of a law wrongly while denying bail to her earlier. So, in your experience also, do you agree with this point that I raised? Because we see that so many people who don't get bail finally manage to do that in Supreme Court after hearing takes place there.
Purnima, our Chief Justice of India, time and again, on several occasions where he has been delivering lectures, he has said that lower courts should ideally grant bail to cases which deserve bail, and matters of bail should not really reach to the apex court. So, which means that bails normally, ideally, should be allowed unless the custody is further warranted for XYZ reasons. Therefore, the standard law has been, and as Justice Krishna Iyer has then coined this frame, that bail is the rule and jail is exception. Ideally, and in most of the cases, bail should be granted at lower courts or high court for that matter. In extremely under rare circumstances, should a matter of bail be travelled to Supreme Court. Therefore, time and again, our Honorable Apex Court in very recent past has kept on underlining that bails should be granted and an accused should not really need to come to Supreme Court unless it's an exceptional case. So therefore, I believe that time has come where the lower judiciary also takes it upon itself. And I say lower judiciary, by this I mean district courts also, because I have seen instances where district court refused to grant bail merely because the allegations are serious. Well, merely because allegations are serious does not mean a man is not entitled for bail, because the concept of bail is not dependent only on the seriousness of offense, but there are several other circumstances and considerations that will have to be looked into while deciding a bail application. Therefore, merely keeping that as a benchmark, which is the gravity of offense, and then refusing bail is not correct. And therefore, I believe that even lower judiciary should take this upon itself, and rather than sending matters up to higher courts like High Court and Supreme Court, because they are the first stands of the judiciary, they should ideally, in cases which deserve bail, should be granted bail. And there is one more thing I must fairly say, that at times the lower judiciary is scared of granting bail because they feel that if bail is granted, people would say things. Now, therefore, I believe that court should not, I mean, lower judiciary for that matter should not be really concerned about what opinion is being given in public, but they must go with what the rule of law is. And rule of law is that jail is an exception, bail is a rule, and that has been the rule for several decades, and Supreme Court time and again has underlined it, and I feel it is high time that they must follow it.
Right. In fact, there's a lot of media focus, of course, also, and as you were mentioning, that there might be some sort of a bit of a reticence from the lower courts with regard to the criticism that they might face if they grant a bail too soon from their perspective for that matter. But generally, again, just to point out over here to our viewers also, essentially some of the points that investigating agencies raise in courts while opposing bail pleas, they say that if the accused in this case walks out of jail on bail, then there is a scope of tampering with evidence, there's a scope of influencing witnesses, but also, especially if I just refer to one of the cases in which bail was granted yesterday in K. Kavita's case, the Supreme Court also pointed out that if the investigation has been complete and charge sheet has been filed, then why is it that we need to keep the accused in jail any longer? So these are some of the aspects for consideration. But Aniket, coming back to you, you know, in this particular order, the Supreme Court specifically talked about money laundering cases, which essentially means it's in the purview of the Enforcement Directorate. And there's been a lot of focus on powers of the ED recently. Explain for our viewers, why is this statement of the Supreme Court in connection with PMLA cases so significant?
The PMLA section 45 provides twin conditions, and I'll make it very simple for viewers. It means that unless these twin conditions are met, which means that prima facie case is not present and the prosecutor has to be heard. So unless these twin conditions are not satisfied, an accused would not be entitled for bail. So he has to satisfy these twin conditions first. And therefore, the Honorable Supreme Court has said that even if there are these twin conditions, it does not mean that bail is an exception and jail is a rule. The Supreme Court has again reiterated the same principle of law, that bail is the rule and jail is an exception, even if it is a case under PMLA, or for that matter, even if it is a case under MCOCA or UAPA, which are these stringent laws where the Supreme Court has said that even if these are stringent laws, they would be entitled for bail if they make out a case for bail. Therefore, the court should not merely say that since there are twin conditions, therefore they are not entitled for bail. That is what is the takeaway from the judgment of K. Kavita, is what I believe.
Right. In fact, I'm also joined on the show by Justice Kolse Patil. Justice Patil, thank you so much for speaking to us here on NDTV. And I want to take one of the questions which I posed to Aniket a short while earlier to you, that do you agree with what I'm asking here to begin with? Why is it we see lesser instances of bail being granted in lower courts and high courts, especially in high-profile cases, compared to the Supreme Court, despite this reiteration by the Supreme Court that bail should be the norm and jail is an exception? First of all, do you agree with what I said?
Because of this last 10 years, conduct of every institution like yours, like a courts and government, you know, 4 judges, sitting judges, came out of Supreme Court and said that Supreme Court is ruled by outside people. And otherwise, this rule is settled rule. Settled criminal principles are so settled. They are so settled before 2014. Even if you acquit 100 people wrongly, they said no mind, never mind. But you cannot convict an innocent person in this
in even out of 100. So there is settled law. When we were practicing in criminal law and as well as code, only this situation changed after 2014 and might be because of extraneous pressures. So we have to introspect. Even I have came on NDTV many times, but after Adani took over, I was never called. I thank you, people. So this SC judgment, and we know Gawai, how fair he was here in Bombay High Court and other courts for bail. Even the Chief Justice, President Chief Justice, even his father, and all laws were settled. Krishna Iyer, Justice Bhagwati, Justice Sawant, law was very well settled. But now it is twisted. And what is this PMLA or any other act for any other offense, even in murder, even in several murders? What is the purpose of bail? Bail is to secure his presence. It is not, unless you are proved guilty, how can you put him in jail?
Right.
And that too for 6 months, 7 months. Now see the result, about 5,000 cases of ED. Only 44 cases, they have been able to file charge sheet or conviction. So what is the rate and who is behind the bars?
Right.
Only opposition party people.
So Justice Patil, you do agree with the premise, and of course, the Supreme Court has mentioned that upholding an individual's liberty is of utmost importance.
It is very late. It has come very late.
We have seen Supreme Court reiterating this multiple times.
We are thankful to the Supreme
Justice
Court. We are thankful.
Yeah, Justice Patil, my question to you is, why do you see it becomes a challenge, especially in very high-profile cases? We see bail being opposed by the investigating agencies. Of course, they will do it. But in high-profile cases, we see that there is a reluctance also in terms of the courts to grant bail very soon, even if there is strong ground in a way from the plaintiff's side. Do you agree with that?
So that is what I am telling you. This is because of the extended situation. And lower courts are not granting bail, high courts are not granting bail. Therefore, Supreme Court is loaded with bail applications. But Supreme Court also must introspect. Many cases granted, many bail granted by lower courts, high courts and Supreme Court have cancelled them. So it is obvious that lower courts are also working under pressure. And this is now, we all are responsible for this situation. Nobody has so far applied for last 10 years real principles of criminal law.
Right. Going back to Aniket now, one of the last questions that I would ask to both of you for that matter, considering there are many important political figures who have recently been booked or arrested in ED cases, what do you see will be a fallout of this order? Aniket first.
No, see, a judgment has to be read in the context of the facts of that case. However, the Supreme Court, as I said earlier, in so many judgments have said that bail is the rule. So even if now off late the concept is that if there is delay in trial, no matter how grievous the offense is, no matter how grave the offense is, bail has to be granted because it is only the trial that will decide the fate of that accused, whether he is guilty or not guilty. Without trial, indefinitely, you cannot detain anybody. That is the principle that the Supreme Court has underlined once again. And I have appeared in so many cases where the offenses are brutal, the allegations are grave, yet our High Court has granted bail on the point of delay in trial. Because once there is no possibility of trial getting completed in near future, a man who has been charged with an offense, no matter how grave, cannot be kept behind bars unless his guilt is proved, and guilt will be proved only when he faces a trial. Therefore, the judgment that the Supreme Court has given has reiterated the old principle of law that bail is the rule, jail is an exception. Right. I believe that the lower courts, including the trial courts, need to follow this principle in the right spirit without being daunted by what the facts of the case are. They have to apply the law and deal with it. That's all.
Right. Last word from Justice Patil there. Sir, since, as I mentioned, there are so many high-profile cases in which some top political figures are also involved, how do you see this judgment from the Supreme Court today? Is there going to be a fallout of that?
I know my young friend's father also, and he is a practicing lawyer. He cannot give any other explanation than what he has given. But as you said, always I have said high profile. High profile means what? The only opposition leaders were kept in jail and they were refused bail. So if this principle which Justice Gawai has quoted is a 100,000 years old,
Right.
there is no difficulty. Whenever law came, criminal law into force, the rule is bail is a rule and jail is an exception.
Right.
And even an innocent out of 100 cannot be even punished. 100 may acquitted. So that is the main principle of law.
Right.
And that
Justice
is being
Patil
followed
there.
now. They have started. It is good if Supreme Court
Right.
follows this. We will be obliged.
Justice Patil, Aniket Ujjwal Nikam, thank you so much for joining us on this very important discussion. Shifting focus now, and the Uttarakhand police have in fact arrested 4 men after a disturbing video was posted on X showing 2 women being harassed by a group of men late at night near the Sacred Heart School in Uttarakhand's Haldwani. The police are still searching for others. The 1-minute video appears to have been shot on a mobile phone and shows the vehicle in which the women were traveling, first being forced to slow down by another car which was in the front. 2 men were seen perched on the front door and are seen shouting abusive comments at the women. Let me go across to my colleague Kishore. Kishore, तो अभी जो 4 individuals, 4 suspects की खोज थी पुलिस को, तो अभी तक 2 अरेस्ट हुए हैं।
इसमें जो गाड़ी में 6 से 7 लोग बताए जा रहे थे, पुलिस ने फिलहाल 4 लोगों को इसमें अरेस्ट किया है और एक गाड़ी को भी इन्होंने कब्जे में लिया है। पुलिस का कहना है कि दूसरी गाड़ी की तलाश की जा रही है और जो अन्य इसके साथ जो युवक थे जो देर रात उजड़ंग मचा रहे थे और 2 युवतियों के साथ बदतमीजी और कमेंट पास कर रहे थे, तो उस आधार पर इनको गिरफ्तार किया है। बाकी आरोपियों की तलाश जारी है, लेकिन पुलिस ने फिलहाल 4 आरोपियों को गिरफ्तार कर लिया है। जी
Kishore, they're tracking this case for us. Thank you so much for joining us on the update which is coming in on this very shocking story from Haldwani in Uttarakhand. Now, the Revenue Department has issued demolition notices to BRS MLA Mari Lakshman Reddy, Institute of Technology and the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, which are owned by BRS MLA Rajshekhar Reddy, due to encroachments on lake beds. He is the son-in-law of former Minister Malla Reddy. The 2 institutes together occupy about 8 acres and 24 guntas of land within the Chinnadamera Chiruvu area in Dondigal village of Andhra Pradesh. According to notice, the illegal buildings should be removed within 7 days of receiving this notice. Authorities have also said they'll take further legal action if the people who have been issued notice fail to comply. So there is a demolition drive currently in Telangana, and the BRS MLA have got demolition notices. BRS MLA's 2 properties are under lens, and there's a charge of encroaching on lake beds. The notice says that calls these buildings illegal and have asked that unless the notice is complied with, there's going to be demolition work carried out in these areas. Let me go across to my colleague Uma Sudhir for more on this. Uma, in this case, it's a BRS MLA who has got demolition notices from the Telangana government, from the Telangana authorities over there. Take us through the background of this case.
See, the Revant Reddy government has actually created an authority called Hydra, which was meant to be a regulatory authority to look into the encroachments that are happening across the cities and saving the water bodies everywhere. And as part of that, in the last 2 months, dozens of encroachments have been removed. In fact, there were many prominent buildings also among those that were demolished, and we had reported on in convention that belongs to Actor Nagarjuna. And the Chief Minister has pointed out that this is not something that they are doing on party lines, and it's not political vendetta. And he pointed out that the property of Mr. Palam Raju, who is a senior Congress leader, his property has been demolished as well as part of the encroachment. There is Tanam Nagether, who is another Congress leader. His property has been demolished as well. So he has been saying that we are doing it without any political party vendetta politics. This is meant to actually clear Hyderabad's water bodies of encroachment, so that in future we don't have disasters, we don't have urban flooding. And the Chief Minister quite dramatically at a function in fact declared that this is like the teaching that he got from the Bhagavad Gita, and therefore he's going to go ahead knowing fully well that his own friends as well as people in the opposition parties are having farmhouses that he will be clearing. So in this case, we're talking about properties belonging to Akbaruddin Owaisi, the institutions run by them, which are called Fatima College. The other ones for which notices have today been given belongs to Lakshma Reddy, who's the son-in-law of the BRS leader Malla Reddy, and also another leader called Palla Rajeshwar. His institution also likely to be served notices. Only thing is they have asked that because it's an academic year in progress, that may be delayed for a few days is what we understand from the authorities. But other farmhouses, other properties likely to face the axe in the coming days.
Right, Uma Sudhi there. Thank you so much for joining us with that update. Shifting focus now to the Gujarat flood fury, and 15 people have died and 1,000 others have been evacuated as there's incessant rains in Gujarat. In fact, my colleague Sujata is reporting some of the worst hit areas around Vadodara.
घर में आप जाकर एक बार देखिए घर की स्थिति क्या है।
नहीं पानी जाए नहीं तो पानी के लोग घरे नहीं जाते हैं,
डूब जाते हैं।
हाँ, और इतना पानी हम तो डूब जाते हैं।
ये परिवार ये सभी जे ये लोग ये सब परिवार है जे दो घर के परिवार
सब लोग सुरक्षित हैं। हाँ। किसी को कुछ चोट वोट नहीं लगी?
नहीं चोट नहीं लगी, पर घर सब टूट गया।
क्या क्या था घर में?
सब हवे सामान तो है ने, वासन को कपड़ा खाना पीना बद सब चला गया पानी में।
पूरा घर डूब गया है। बच्चे लेके कहाँ से जाए कि हम लोग।
कितने छोटे बच्चे हैं आपके?
2 बच्चे हैं, छोटे छोटे बच्चे, दूसरा 2 है, 4 बच्चे।
अच्छा हाँ। लेकिन अगर देखा जाए तो घरों में जो पानी आपके घुसा है इतना ज़्यादा कि घर से आप लोगों को निकलना पड़ा, ऐसा कभी पहले हुआ है?
पहले भी हुआ था, अभी फिर वापस आ गया ऐसा। मगर भी बहुत सारे फर रहे, पास में आ जाते घर के पास में, इतना सारा मगर है। पूरी तरह से जाते हैं तो मगर खा जाते, ऐसा हो जाता है।
तो बारिश में तो बहुत लोग मतलब बहुत मगरमच्छ आते होंगे।
हाँ, बहुत सारे मगरमच्छ है इधर से, बड़े बड़े मगरमच्छ। कल रात को भी निकला था मगर, बड़ा वाला। हाँ, सांप मगरमच्छ सब निकल जाते हैं।
तो आप लोग रोजाना कैसे फिर इनसे बच के रहते जब बारिश नहीं होती तब?
बारिश के वजह से नहीं होती तो चले जाते हैं वही। हाँ। पीछे नदी जैसा है ना, उसमें चला जाता है। हाँ, और जब पानी आ जाता है तभी बाहर निकल जाता है।
कितने दिन से बारिश हो रही है कि इतनी ज्यादा पानी भर गई?
हमें तीन दिन से बारिश हो रही है और कल से इतना सारा पानी आया, हम घर पे बाहर भी नहीं निकले, खाना भी नहीं खाया हमने। तो
यानी इतना ज्यादा पानी भर चुका है। यहाँ अब तक कुछ सुविधा आई किसी प्रकार की?
कोई सुविधा नहीं आई,
कुछ भी सुविधा नहीं आई है। और कल से ऐसे ही बाहर पड़े हैं। पापा भी चल भी नहीं पाते, और यहाँ पे दूसरे घर थोड़े ऐसे खड़ा था, उधर हम पापा को लेके आए घर पे, और खाना भी नहीं बनाया। पूरा घर में पानी भर गया है, तो यहाँ भी चल भी नहीं पाते। इतना सा गले से आ गया है पानी उधर। यहाँ पे खाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है। सब बोलते हैं वो आएगा ये आएगा,
सब था,
सब सारे भी गए। ऐसे ही 3 दिन से ऐसे ही हम ऐसे ही बैठे हैं, रात को भी सो नहीं पाते। पूरा ऐसे बेड पलंग यहाँ भीगाते तो पूरा भर जाता है, भीग जाते हैं।
तो इतने दिनों से बारिश हो रही है, क्या ऐसे पानी भरना, इस प्रकार का जो है बाढ़ आना, ये पहले भी हुआ है कि इस साल ही ज़्यादा?
यही साल पहले एक भी दिन नहीं हुआ है ऐसा, कि एक भी साल भी नहीं हुआ है। पहले साल ऐसा हुआ है कि यहाँ पानी भर गया।
मैं देख रही हूँ यहाँ पर ना तो कुछ पीने खाने की व्यवस्था है, ना वॉशरूम की व्यवस्था है। आप कैसे, अगर आपको एक्सेस करना हो, वॉशरूम जाना हो, तो आप कैसे जा रहे हैं?
अरे परेशान होके जा रहे हैं, ऐसे हमारे घर में पूरा पानी भर गया है, इतनी दिक्कत होती है, यहाँ से इतना दूर जाना पड़ता है हमको वॉशरूम के लिए, यहाँ भी खाना भी नहीं मिलता, ऐसे ही हम भूखे बैठे रहते हैं। वॉशरूम पापा को भी नहीं लेके उधर ठेर जाना पड़ता है, यहाँ पे चल भी नहीं पाते तो भी जाना पड़ता है। वो मेरे हस्बैंड है, वो उनको उठा के लेके जाते हैं। इतनी दिक्कत होती है, इतना सारा पानी भर गया है तो, और कुछ भी सुविधा अभी तक आई ही नहीं।
तेजल, ये बताइएगा, ये आप इसी घर में रहते हैं?
हाँ, इसी घर में रहते हैं।
पानी घुटनों तक है आपके, कैसे रह रहे हैं?
कैसे भी करके, वो खटिया है ना, वो बाहर टांगी थी रात को, रात पूरी रात हम वो ईंटें है ना, वो नीचे डाल के उसके ऊपर खाटला रख के फिर हम लोग पूरी रात बैठे रहते थे। खाने के लिए भी कोई नहीं आया, पूछने के लिए भी।
मैं समझ पा रही हूँ।
मेरे छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं 3, क्या करूँ मैं? मेरी मम्मी के घर पे रखे, खाने के लिए भी कुछ नहीं है घर पे, सब भी गया है, कोई भी पूछने नहीं आता मुझे। मेरे 3 बच्चे हैं छोटे छोटे, मम्मी के घर पे रखा है, पर मम्मी के घर में भी पानी आ गया है, अब मैं लेने कैसे जाऊँ उन्हें?
और आपके पति कहाँ पर है?
वो भी वही मम्मी पे घर पे गए हैं, वो रो रहे थे ना, वो मेरे जुड़वा बच्चे हैं जो।
तीनों बच्चे आपके मम्मी के घर पे?
हाँ, उनके घर में भी पानी आ गया है, इसलिए मम्मी के घर पे गए हैं लेने के लिए।
और अब तक आपको कुछ किसी प्रकार की सहायता नहीं मिली?
कुछ भी सहायता नहीं मिली अभी तक, खाने के लिए कोई भी पूछने नहीं आया। हम क्या करें? बच्चों को भी क्या खिलाए, हम कुछ भी अच्छे नहीं, क्या खिलाएंगे?
Concerning situation there in Gujarat, we'll of course keep bringing updates as we get them. But for the moment, it's a wrap from my side. Keep watching NDTV.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will
Hello and welcome. You're watching the news. I'm Gargi Rawat. Stay with us as we bring you all the top news stories of the day, all the big developments right here on NDTV. Let's take a look at the headlines. As more and more complaints of sexual harassment emerge in the Malayalam film industry, today actor Siddique is booked for rape and intimidation after Revati records her statement with the SIT. He will be interrogated next. Meanwhile, 100 women activists have asked for actor-turned-politician Mukesh to step down after several accusations against him. As the BJP held the West Bengal Bandh today, Mamata Banerjee vows to bring a more stringent law to deal with rape cases in the state. She also questioned the CBI probe in the rape and murder of the junior doctor, saying it's been several days now. Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association has suspended the former principal of the RG Kaur Hospital. The Union Health Ministry has issued several directives to enhance security in hospitals nationwide after holding a key meeting today. Police verification of contractual staff, more patrolling as well as escort for female doctors on night duty. 18 opposition parties in Assam have lodged a rare police complaint against Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma over his alleged communal statements after the rape of a minor in the state. The Chief Minister, however, is unfazed. And massive flooding in Gujarat as reservoirs overflow. Rivers are in spate. 15 people have died in these floods while thousands have been evacuated. Villages are cut off and cities waterlogged, with the army and NDRF helping in rescue and relief. All right, the latest on Mollywood's Me Too movement, and a group of 100 women activists in Kerala have issued a joint statement demanding the resignation of MLA Mukesh, who is a left leader. They cite the multiple allegations of sexual harassment and misconduct against him. The statement criticizes the government for including Mukesh in the film Policy Formulation Committee. They've also threatened to protest against him. Now, also earlier today, you had SIT taking the statement of actor Revati as well. Well, let's go across to Ishika now for more on this particular development. And Ishika, so this activist now hitting out at actor Mukesh, and this who is now a left leader. So this puts the state government also in a tricky position. But you've spoken to women leaders from the left parties who've promised that action will be taken against him.
Yes, in fact, now we are seeing this certainly very, a very important development here, that now 100 women activists in Kerala, in fact, have come out and they have demanded the resignation of actor and, and sitting MLA Mukesh from the MLA position. And not just that, they have also demanded his removal from, in fact, film Policy Formulation Committee. Now, in this joint statement that they have released, they are in fact saying that it is kind of a demeaning for women that such a man holds a responsible position in the government against whom there are severe, serious allegations that have been made by, in fact, an actor who has worked in this Malayalam film industry. Not just that, they have also, in fact, in this statement said that the position of an MLA is a responsible one, especially as a member of the Legislative Assembly. It is demeaning to women for the government to include a person facing such allegations in the committee formulating film policy. If he believes in democratic values, Mukesh should resign from his MLA position. If he is unwilling to do so, the government should either request his resignation or remove him from the position. He should also be removed from the Film Policy Formulation Committee and the responsibilities of the film conclave. Not just that, these women activists have also in fact said, Gargi, that if he does not resign on his own, then he is going to in fact face a lot of protests across Kerala. Now remember that in fact a complaint was filed by actor Meenu Munir against Mukesh, after which we also got a statement from Mukesh where he in fact alleged that the actor Meenu Munir was only trying to blackmail him. So certainly we have seen the allegations and the counter allegation, but when we spoke to these women leaders in the LDF government, they said that they in fact assured these survivors of that action will be taken, appropriate action will be taken against the sitting MLA. So, when will that action be taken? That certainly remains to be seen, but this is certainly a very important development because these are 100 women activists in Kerala that we are talking about. So certainly it has become a boiling point here, and as you rightly mentioned, it has now put the government in a very tricky position. So what will be the government's next move? Will they be taking action against MLA Mukesh? That certainly remains to be seen. Over to you.
That's right, Ishika. Thanks so much for joining us with those latest developments. And this is as more and more complaints of sexual harassment are emerging in the Malayalam film industry. The probe by the state government appointed SIT is picked up, and as we mentioned earlier, actor Siddique has been booked for rape and intimidation after actor Revati recorded her statement. Siddique will likely be interrogated soon. Here's a report.
At least 18 women have come forward to complain to the newly constituted Special Investigation Team about harassment they have faced in the Malayalam film industry.
Today, actor Revati Sampath recorded her statement against Mollywood heavyweight Siddiqui, and she recorded her statement for about 3 hours where she alleged that she was in fact molested in Thiruvananthapuram in January 2016 after being promised a film opportunity.
The Me Too wave in Mollywood has also had a political fallout. The CPI, a junior partner of the ruling Left Front, has demanded an FIR against Kollam CPM MLA, actor-politician Mukesh, who has been named by actress Meenu Munir. Mukesh has however said the actress and her husband had blackmailed him. Kollam CPM MLA Mukesh has already been removed from a 10-member government committee constituted earlier this month to revise Kerala's film policy. With actors Sarayu and Ananya saying they have not resigned as executive members of the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, announcing en masse resignation was not unanimous. With Ishika Verma in Thiruvananthapuram, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Joining us now is senior BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar with us, sir. After this Hema committee report, now complaints have also been filed against sitting MLA Mukesh. Sir, how do you see this?
Look, I have said this before and I will say this again. Every woman in India, including women in Kerala, is entitled to a safe place to work, is entitled to, almost as a fundamental right, to work in a place with dignity, work without exploitation. And therefore, the Hema committee report raises a number of question marks about the power that is being misused by people in the movie industry and misused to cause harm and loss of dignity to many women who have alleged cases against people. I have said this morning and I say it again today that it is important for the police to investigate each and every one of its claims, do so fast, do so fairly and transparently, so that no attempt is made to push this under the carpet. And so that justice for the women who have been abused like this is delivered to them. This is the most important goal and most important objective that the sitting Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, should focus on. On the issue of MLA Mukesh, our party president has already spoken the party's view on the matter. He has said it yesterday, and the party's position remains the same.
News now from Uttarakhand, where the police arrested 4 men after a disturbing video was posted on X, which showed 2 women being harassed by a group of men late at night in Haldwani near the Sacred Heart School there. The police are still searching for the others. There you can see in that video, it's a minute-long video which appears to have been shot on a mobile phone, shows a vehicle in which the women were traveling, being first forced to slow down by a black Mahindra Scorpio. 2 men are perched on the front doors, are seen shouting abusive comments as well at the women. So a frightening experience there for those women, and they posted it on social media, tagging the police, and now 4 men have been arrested. In other news, the central government today issued directives to states and union territories to take immediate measures to ensure enhanced security and safer working environment for doctors and health workers. This after the Union Home Secretary and Health Secretary chaired a meeting with the Chief Secretaries of State and DGPs as well. Now, the directives include increased patrolling, regulation of work hours for doctors, police verification of contract workers, and providing for escorts for women doctors whenever possible. The directives were issued in the wake of the rape and murder of the woman, of the junior doctor in West Bengal. And we also spoke to a member of the Supreme Court appointed task force for more.
Taking suo motu cognizance of the RG Kaur rape and murder case, the Supreme Court issued directives to form a national task force. I'm joined by one of the members of the national task force, Dr. Soumitra Rawat. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Dr. Rawat is also the chairman of surgical gastroenterology at Gangaram Hospital in Delhi. Doctor, beginning with the first meeting of the NTF that happened yesterday, what were, the key measures or points that were discussed in the meeting?
I think it was a great meeting, and all the members were there, and it was chaired by the Cabinet Secretary, and we had Cabinet Secretary, Home Secretary, Health Secretary, and all the members were in the meeting, and we had a very detailed and elaborate discussion regarding the issues of the doctors. As you know that we have been mandated by the Supreme Court, look at 2 specific things: how to prevent violence against the medical professional, and how to have a protocol for dignified and safe working conditions of the doctor. So we had a very elaborate discussion, point-wise point. And before the meeting, we were also approached by a lot of stakeholders, and all the members, they were approached. There has been association and organizations which are representing Junior Doctor Association. We have a Surgical Association, Association of Surgeons of India. There is a IMA, Indian Medical Association. So they have also given various members their suggestions. So those suggestions and recommendations also we have given it to the Health Ministry.
All right, news now from Assam, where 18 opposition parties in Assam are united after filing a police complaint against the Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma. So a rare complaint there being brought by opposition parties against the Chief Minister, and this over his comments that he would not let Mia Muslims take over Assam. The joint forum of 18 opposition parties alleged that Mr. Sarma has encouraged hate among communities, though the Chief Minister is unfazed. Here's a report.
The United Opposition Forum in Assam, led by the main opposition in Assam Congress, hitting out at Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, both inside and outside State Assembly. The Congress lodged a complaint against the Chief Minister, accusing him of promoting enmity between different groups and race.
विरोधी ओपोजिशन फोरम असम, जिसमें 18 पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हम लोग एक साथ हैं, हम लोग ने दिसपुर थाना में एक एफआईआर दर्ज किया। आसाम सीएम ने हमेशा कोशिश किया है कम्युनल रायट कराने के लिए, जनता का बीच घृणा पैदा कराने के लिए, कम्युनल रायट कराने के लिए वो हमेशा ऐसा बयान दे रहा है। ये बयान वो असेंबली का अंदर भी अभी देना शुरू किया है। इसलिए हम यूनाइटेड ओपोजिशन फोरम ने देश का महामहिम राष्ट्रपति को भी हम निवेदन करेगा कि हिमंत बिश्व शर्मा को बर्खास्त करना चाहिए।
The Chief Minister, during the ongoing autumn session of the State Legislative Assembly, claimed that he won't allow Bengali-speaking Muslims, who are often branded as illegal immigrants from Bangladesh and locally called as Mias, to claim entire Assam. Bengali-speaking Muslim businessmen and laborers have been facing the heat in Upper Assam region, where the indigenous communities are in a majority. This region also has highest number of seats in the State Assembly. Recently in Sivasagar, the entire Marwari community tendered an apology on behalf of a businessman who misbehaved with Assamese local. Sivasagar's independent MLA Akhil Gogoi alleges there is a design to divide.
आसाम का जो हालत इसको यूज करके इस्तेमाल करके कॉन्स्पिरेसी लगा के आसाम में रायोटिंग करने के लिए, कम्युनल वायलेंस लगाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा है। अब क्यों हिंदू और मुसलमान, आप क्यों जाति और जाति का साथ संघर्ष लगाने के लिए, युद्ध लगाने के लिए, सिविल वार लगाने के लिए क्यों कोशिश कर रहा है? तुम बंद करो ये सब। तुम फेल हो गया के होम मिनिस्टर नाते तुम जो करना था ये नहीं किया है, तुम फेल हो गया के तुम रिजाइन करो।
The Chief Minister, though, is unfazed about his controversial comments.
I have only reiterated those paragraphs. Then I have reiterated the same paragraph what Governor S.K. Sinha has written. I have reiterated the same paragraphs which late Lokapriya Gopinath Bordoloi has said in Assam Assembly and late Vishnuram Medhi has said in Assam Assembly. Neither I have added, neither I have modified. So if FIR has to file, they have to file FIR against everybody. So I pity them rather.
Watchers say both the ruling BJP and the opposition are once again training guns on the local versus outsiders political narrative, eyeing the 2026 big Assam polls. In Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
News now from West Bengal. We're countering the BJP's attack over the rape and murder of the doctor. West Bengal Chief Minister questioned the progress in the CBI's investigation into the case and asked where is the justice. She also vowed to bring a more stringent law. This as the BJP came out on the streets to enforce the Bengal Bandh, which they said they would continue for a week.
The Bharatiya Janata Party out on the streets to make sure there is an impact of 12-hour Bangla Bandh called by them. As the BJP attempted to block roads and rail traffic, the police stepped in.
You can see BJP leaders being detained here in this police van as we speak. My camera person Amitabh Bachchan giving you these live visuals here as BJP protesters are detained here at the Shambazar 5-point crossing, and several BJP leaders who were attempted to block the Shambazar 5-point crossing have been detained here as the BJP's 12-hour Bandh call takes place.
This as the TMC organized its Student Wings Foundation Day event, which Mamata Banerjee dedicated to the victim of the brutal rape and murder at R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital. But with the Calcutta High Court dismissing a plea against the Bandh, on grounds that the petitioner was debarred from filing public interest litigations. Mamata Banerjee hit out at the judgment and asked lawyers not to cede space to the BJP in court.
বলুন মহারাষ্ট্রের কোর্ট বন্ধকে নিষিদ্ধ ঘোষণা করতে পারে সেখানে কারা অ্যাপ্লাই করেছিল বন্ধ দেখেছিল বিরোধী দল মহারাষ্ট্র হাইকোর্ট বললেন বন্ধ ইল্লিগাল বন্ধ হবে না কেরালা হাইকোর্ট তার আগে বন্ধকে নিষিদ্ধ করেছেন আরো অনেক কোর্ট করেছেন কলকাতায় তো সাধারণ মানুষ আমি শুনেছি পিল করেছিল আপনাদের উচিত ছিল না একটু নড়ে চড়ে বসার আমি আইনজীবীদের বলবো
The BJP, on the other hand, welcomed the High Court's decision, announcing that the party will carry out a 7-day dharna from tomorrow.
It is quite surprising to us because Mamata Banerjee, if you can remember, she was the pioneer of calling the bandh and the strike in the state. In everything, every incident, when she was the opposition leader, at that time, he called so many strikes. So it was her habit to call strike in each and each, even a minor incident happened. In that case also Mamata Banerjee called strike, and now the same Mamata Banerjee has changed her voice and he is accusing BJP as well as the court, Honorable Calcutta High Court.
Under attack from opposition and with genuine public anger against the RG Kar Medical College and hospital rape and murder, the Trinamool strategy now is to attack the BJP, accusing them of deliberately politicizing a sensitive issue, as they haven't been able to defeat the Trinamool in the state. The Trinamool says that the BJP has conveniently shifted the goalpost from demanding speedy justice in the rape and murder case to demanding the Chief Minister's resignation. The Trinamool now wants to keep the focus on the initial demand of these protests of speedy and time-bound trial and ensuring punishment for the accused.
The steps, those have been taken yesterday and especially today to make this strike a failure. The Mamata Banerjee proved that, and Mamata Banerjee's police has proved that the whole system, Mamata Banerjee herself, her nephew, and the police system is totally under fear psychosis. They are actually fearing the people of the state.
On a day, Mamata Banerjee hit out at the BJP for hijacking the protests against the rape and murder of a second-year postgraduate student at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. The BJP hit back, saying Mamata Banerjee is scared and was using force to curb protests. The BJP senses a political opportunity to corner the Mamata Banerjee government on the handling of the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital issue, while the Trinamool is now seeking to ensure it doesn't fall behind in countering the narrative being set by the BJP, given the genuine anger and sentiment around this issue in West Bengal. With camera person Aniruddha Tripathi in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
BRS leader K. Kavita received a rousing welcome at the airport in Hyderabad on her return home after 5 months in custody. The Supreme Court had yesterday granted her bail in the CBI and ED cases against her related to the Delhi excise policy case. Kavita said that the cases were politically motivated.
A hero's welcome for BRS leader K. Kavita, who returned home to Hyderabad on Tuesday after 5.5 months in Delhi's Tihar jail. There were emotional scenes on Monday night when she stepped out and met her family, including her son, husband, brother, and supporters.
They were always tough. We are fighters. We will fight it out legally. We will fight it out politically. We were always tough. By sending us to jail illegally, they only made BRS and KCR's team unbreakable.
The Supreme Court had on Monday found fault with the Delhi High Court and pointed out that Kavita cannot be denied benefit as a woman under Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act just because she is educated and deemed influential. It also pointed out that the investigation has been completed and charge sheet filed in the case, and trial would take a long while. On Tuesday, the Apex Court reiterated that bail is the rule and jail is the exception, even in PMLA cases.
Bail is the rule, jail is the exception was once again reiterated today by the Supreme Court by Justices Gavai as well as Justice Vishwanathan. What they did go on to further say is that in case an accused incriminates himself further during interrogation by the Enforcement Directorate under custody, that is inadmissible as evidence.
Both the BJP and the Congress have alleged that BRS is having a nexus with the other party, suggesting that as a reason why Kavita was granted bail.
People of Telangana should understand the nexus between BJP and BRS party is exposed today, and Congress party is ready to face both the parties.
After the BRS defeat in the assembly elections and the arrest of Kavita, the chips have been largely down for the party. With Kavita's return, the BRS would hope that the efforts of KTR and Harish Rao would be strengthened so that the BRS can once again emerge as a party of significance. With Sunil Prabhu in Delhi and camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV. And finally, the situation in Gujarat, where rain is wreaking havoc. 15 people have now died in the flooding and thousands of people have had to be evacuated as villages have been cut off and cities are waterlogged. Rescue operations are underway and in some places locals estimate that the water has risen to 10 feet high. Now NDTV Sujata reports from a village near Vadodara.
हम इस समय गुजरात के चापड़ गांव में मौजूद हैं जो वडोदरा में पड़ता है और यहाँ पर हम आपको दृश्य दिखा रहे हैं इस गांव के एक घर की जिसके ठीक चौखट के बाहर पानी भरा हुआ है और लोग अपने घरों में फंसे हुए हैं, घर से बाहर नहीं निकल पा रहे।
हमें तीन दिन से बारिश हो रही है और कल से इतना सारा पानी आया, हम घर पे बाहर भी नहीं निकले, खाना भी नहीं खाया हमने। तो
कुछ भी सहायता नहीं मिली, अभी तक खाने के लिए कोई भी पूछने नहीं आया। हम क्या करें, बच्चों को भी क्या खिलाए, हम कुछ भी छह नहीं, क्या खिलाएंगे।
कुछ मदद नहीं आ रही, नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं, खाना भी नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं।
हम इस समय चापड़ में मौजूद हैं जो गुजरात के वडोदरा में स्थित है और इस गांव के जो रास्ते हैं वो पूरे तरीके से नदी बन चुकी हैं और लोगों को जिस दिन भारी बारिश हुई उस दिन उन्हें खुद को शेल्टर देने के लिए अपने आप को एक स्कूल में लाकर ये लोग ने यहाँ पर रह रहे हैं। बहुत लोग मतलब बहुत मगरमच्छ आते होंगे।
हाँ, बहुत सारे मगरमच्छ है इधर से, बड़े बड़े मगरमच्छ। कल रात को भी निकला था मगर, बड़ा वाला। हाँ, सांप, मगरमच्छ सब निकल जाते हैं।
सरकार की ओर से भी पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है और प्रधानमंत्री ने भी खुद इस पूरे मामले को संज्ञान में लेते हुए दिशा निर्देश दिए हैं कि लोगों को और साथ ही तमाम उन गांव के लोगों को खासतौर पर उन पर ध्यान दिया जाए और किसी भी प्रकार की असुविधा इन्हें ना हो। छापड़ से कैमरा पर्सन प्रवीण रोहित के साथ सुजाता द्विवेदी, एनडीटीवी के लिए।
And with that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks so much for watching. Up next, the last word with Maria. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join.
Hello everyone, this is The Last Word and I'm Maria Shakil. The fallout of Justice Hema Committee report is still being felt. After the mass resignation of the Executive Committee of the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, or AMMA, including its president superstar Mohanlal stepping down, today the Film Employees Federation of Kerala, which is a trade union of technicians in the film industry, have urged that the names of alleged perpetrators named in the Justice Hema Committee report should be revealed. The federation is also assured that it will be providing all kind and necessary legal support to the survivors. Today, the special investigation team met women actors who raised allegations against 4 actors. In terms of investigation, remember 3 days ago, Association's General Secretary Siddique had quit his post after mounting pressure as he was booked under multiple sections which included criminal intimidation and also rape of the Indian Penal Code. So what's now in this case, and what will be the legal challenges on what will be clearly tough road to justice for these actors who have named and shamed their perpetrators?
At least 18 women have come forward to complain to the newly constituted special investigation team about harassment they have faced in the Malayalam film industry.
Today, actor Revati Sampath recorded her statement against Mollywood heavyweight Siddiqui, and she recorded her statement for about 3 hours, where she alleged that she was in fact molested in Thiruvananthapuram in January 2016 after being promised a film opportunity.
The Me Too wave in Mollywood has also had a political fallout. The CPI, a junior partner of the ruling Left Front, has demanded an FIR against Kollam CPM MLA, actor-politician Mukesh, who has been named by actress Minu Munir. Mukesh has however said the actress and her husband had blackmailed him. Kollam CPM MLA Mukesh has already been removed from a 10-member government committee constituted earlier this month to revise Kerala's film policy. With actors Sarayu and Ananya saying they have not resigned as executive members of the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, announcing en masse resignation was not unanimous. With Ishika Verma in Thiruvananthapuram, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
On the show, Meera Sood, senior advocate of the Supreme Court. We have Kunika Sadanand, actor, producer and advocate. Yashwardhan Azad, former IPS officer, and Himani Shivpuri is an actress as well. Meera, I'm going to begin with you, because of course we are trying to understand the legal challenges going ahead. There are a number of women who have deposed, and after, during the committee when it was going through and trying to come out with the details, and now we are seeing the special investigation team also continue with investigations in which women are coming out and sharing their side of the story. What do you think will be the legal challenges to ensure that they get justice?
See, first of all, as I understand, the reason being given for the committee report not being made public is that to avoid a media outcry.
Yes.
The names of the perpetrators and all, but except that the ostensible reason being given is to protect the identities of the accusers. So I think first of all. And we see this whenever there is a crime against women. I think that in the name of protecting the identity of the accusers, of the victims, of the survivors, we should not silence them. You know, they should be given an opportunity to speak should they wish, and they should have the option of keeping their identity private should they wish. You know, in all of this, you know, you cannot name the survivor, you cannot name the victim. I think the agency of the accuser is getting lost. And that is something that needs to be respected. If women want to name them, whether through the report or otherwise, I think that should be respected. And if women wish to name themselves, that should be respected.
Yes. So, Yashwardhan Azad, I was speaking to one of the survivors and she said that, of course, you know, when she deposed before the panel, she was told that her identity will not be revealed, but it has come out in the public domain and now she has decided to speak. But I was looking at MJ Akbar versus Priya Ramani case, which is seen as clearly a landmark judgment and a very, very empowering judgment. In this judgment, it was of course with regards to a defamation suit which was filed by Mr. MJ Akbar. The court had clearly said that the right of reputation cannot be protected at the cost of the right of life and dignity of a woman. Interestingly, in this particular case, so far, we haven't seen any defamation claim in the sense that any of those who have been accused, who have, perhaps resigned, have not said that the allegations are defamatory in nature.
I know there are a lot of unique features about this case. I have seen that. One of them you pointed out, and basically what it proves really is that something which was rampant and which was absolutely wrong, which was going on, and it was going on for a long time, because one of the cases you're talking about is of 2015. You know, the reason why the committee report was not made public is that, there are a lot of statements, there are a lot of these statements, and now that the cases will be registered, the veracity, the investigation would reveal who was actually accused and who was actually not. But once the entire process is set in motion, there is no harm in releasing the report. The other thing which I strongly support MS Sood when she said that in the name of protecting the identity of the accused, there are so many things we are hiding actually. In fact, today is the time, because these actors should actually come out openly. And a lot of them are making these statements because, today that stigma is gone. I mean, people at the wider cross section of the society is supporting them strongly. And there is no loss of respect or dignity or anything. And that's why it's very, very important right now with that committee, which the investigative team which is there, with the women over there, there should be a very strong case made out. And I'm sure this will result in conviction. One more important thing, Maria, is that, one of the reasons why the women don't come out, because they don't know how is the climate of the general environment in which we go, how would it be taken. But today the environment has changed, and therefore immediately if action would have been taken in any of these years, I tell you, it would have made a tremendous impact.
And the question is also, Yashwardhan Azad, the nature of evidence which can be gathered. The challenge is on that front, and also right now it's about one person's version or one person's words against another. Kunika, since you're joining me, I'm going to take you back to the first wave of Me Too, when a number of women actors and professionals across fields had come out and spoken against their perpetrators. But what we saw happen post that, and in the last few years, they have all returned to the same position of power and authority.
And those women have not been able to return.
Yes.
The women have not been able to return. So I want to just, I'm going to contradict IPS officer Sahab, because the environment has not changed, sir. When we see that we are ignoring Manipur rapes, when we see that a person who is an accused perpetrator of wrestlers and his son is given a ticket to fight, and when we see that Calcutta rape happens and there's so much of botch-ups happening, when we see Badlapur happen, then again after that in 2 days time we see there's no action taken which is swift and which is final. How many help, you just tell me, the Nirbhaya fund, which was established, how many centers have they opened? The centers which are supposed to be, if you check in all the districts of India, they don't have centers where women can go. Also, when women come out, how are they ostracized? Do they get work in the industry? No, they don't, because it is a male club. It is a strong male club, and then everybody talks to everybody and says, "Isko kaam mat dena." Unfortunately, because they are not, there's no degree for an acting, or there are a lot of people who, when there's a lot of supply and demand, so they can be replaced. So the whole attitude of the nation has to change, and that comes from the top, where the politicians start respecting women's rights. Start, there. How many accused rapists are there in politics who are elected and
Absolutely
they
valid questions there being raised by Kanika. We also have Himani. Himani, coming to you, where do you think it will take the industry and the women in particular, this entire revelation?
I hope so, because I believe once before this report had come out, and these powerful, so-called powerful people had paid money to people to keep them quiet. I hope that especially the actresses get up and stand for their rights. I mean, it's really shameful that even after so many years of independence, that we have to still talk about exploitation of women. Women are still not equal to men, whether it is the pay force, it's the paycheck, a hero, whatever a hero gets, and what a heroine gets. Forget us character artists. But there's a vast disparity. When are we women going to be able to get equal amount of respect, and respect for our talent, for our work, and remuneration also? This is really shameful, and I wish it used to happen in our industry also. And of course, it's still happening, not only in the film industry, everywhere. You see what happened in Calcutta, where a intern was raped and murdered.
Yes.
And I mean, it's happening everywhere. When are we going to educate our men not to exploit women?
Okay,
To
so
treat them as
let me
equals? It's really
go
shameful.
back to Mihra.
And if the report has come, I think action should be taken and not repressed.
Yes.
It is really shameful.
Can I just come in for 1 minute?
Okay, Meera, coming to you, let's talk about the challenges going ahead legally, and also in terms of the role of the SIT and the police. Where do you think it's all going to be really difficult?
I think there are obviously, I think, anytime there are allegations of sexual harassment, and of course, very often these things do not come with any evidence. But then the fact of the matter remains that the punishment is also, remarkably lenient. In these kind of cases, and people don't suffer the kind of reputational damage that they claim to suffer. As we've been saying, the men bounce back with all these allegations against them, and the women are the ones who suffer. So what? Yes, I do. I mean, imagine there will be defamation challenges, in the near future going forward, and we've seen. But we really need to, I think, now as a policy, if we want to encourage victims of sexual violence and sexual harassment to come forward, and we need to proactively create an environment where they feel safe to come forward. They are not feeling the stigma as much as now I think in a lot of cases, they are not feeling the fear of stigma as much as they are feeling fearing the weaponization of the law. So there need to be active policy measures in place, policy decisions have to be taken, that the law of defamation cannot be weaponized in this manner against people who complain of sexual harassment.
So far, as I pointed out, Meera, none of those who have been accused in this case by the women have claimed that they will be, that they'll be taking that route or legal help in calling it defamatory. But Yashwardhan Azad, it's very clear from the judgment which came in Priya Ramani versus Mr. M.J. Akbar. It has talked about, answered several questions which have been there on everybody's mind, and which continues to be even in this second wave of Me Too that we are seeing. Why did not the victims speak up immediately after it happened? What is the proof? What about the man's reputation? All those questions have been answered. So do you think this case in many ways actually has set the precedent of how these cases of sexual violence will be dealt with at workspaces?
Well, see, there are a lot of precedents now. I mean, if you see in America, there were the cases which related to about 10 years back, 15 years back. One of the biggest, I think, Weinstein, who's still in jail because of this action. And I don't agree with my lady panelist when she says that that the climate has not changed at all, and that unless the attitude of the men changes. So how long will we wait for the change of attitude of the politician? That will never change.
Yeah.
And by the way, the case of Calcutta is different from this.
Yes.
The case of Calcutta is by a rogue, criminal inside who has done this. Here we are talking about sexual abuse, sexual, flirtation, sexual, conduct. And this has been happening. What I'm saying is that if that particular point, the action taken is immediate, then it makes a difference. For example, if the person who's accused of, he's thrown off immediately from that post, then it makes a difference.
Yes.
In that particular
And that's
time,
why I'm saying, what purpose does this resignation of the entire body and the en masse resignation which happened really help? I mean, does it really help the case, Kanika? That all these men, powerful men, have taken moral responsibility and they have quit. But what about the real fight? They should be standing with these women and saying that we'll support you legally.
Absolutely. And I think Mammootty has made a statement to that effect, that we want it to be transparency, we want this proper probe to be done, and it will definitely affect the whole investigation, because if these people are sitting in those seats of power, they might try to if somebody, or if somebody feels that they are accused, they might try to pressurize the. But yes, as Sir was just said, that we cannot wait for the politicians to change. We have to wait. The public has to use this outcry and make sure that they make their voices heard. And so not elect people like this, or not watch movies of people who have been, because if say a so and so act director, he says I've resigned from the committee.
Yes.
But he makes a film and it becomes a super hit. That means the public is endorsing his behavior. So we must be conscious of the fact. Also, I wanted to add earlier, Maria, you asked a question about Bollywood. I really wish that our producer bodies come forward and say we also want to set up a committee like the Hema Committee. That is when I will see that the
real intent will be displayed. So thank you so much for joining us, Yashwardhan Azad, Mihir Rasood, Kanika, and also Himani. Earlier today, I spoke to actor-politician Khushbu Sundar. Listen in to what she told me. You have put out a rather encouraging post, I would say, in which you have backed all women who have got this courage to come out and speak against their tormentors. What you are seeing play out in Malayalam film industry, would you say that this is almost like an open secret, and that you're glad that those who are, perhaps the actors, producers and all are now coming out and showing that dirty picture or dark side of the film industry?
The dirty picture, the dark side continues in every field, Maria. I definitely wouldn't want the onus to be on the film industry alone, because I belong to this industry. I grew up in this industry. It's definitely very, very heartbreaking, disheartening to see this kind of attitude in cinema field where I probably was the most comfortable in. Yes, women have to stand up for themselves. Yes, women have to come out and speak. And yes, those who are responsible for this should be punished. The culprits should be punished. Nobody should go scot-free. When a woman is abused in any which ways, no culprit should go scot-free. They should be punished in the most befitting reply, as a reply to the girls or to the women who have been through this ordeal.
And, you say, why did you do it? What made you do it? These are always questions that are asked to survivors, the fear of being shamed, victim blaming. These are the questions that is asked. Would you say that, actors such as you, who have seen through several of, women actors who came after you, should be supporting them more and more with the posts, the kind that you have written today?
Yes, I think women should come out, and not only women. That's why I wrote that even men should come out and support, because we women work in an atmosphere hoping and thinking that probably men around us would be there to support us, to protect us. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen at times. And this is what this HEMA Commission report says, that it doesn't happen that way. Men, women, they all have to come together. When you're talking about a problem in the family, all the other family members need to stand up and support each other, rather than saying that this is not my problem, this is not where I have been through, or I don't want to be part of this dirty, murkier area. I think we all need to stand together and support the women and make this film industry we talk about as the most entertaining industry in the world. I think we need to stand up and say that if there's dirt in my house, I need to clear it. I need to clean it. I need to make sure that it's sparkling clean.
Okay, tell us, about your own journey in the film industry. Were there some instances?
Very stray incident, very, very stray incident. And this is when I had just entered South Indian cinema. And there was a producer who approached me because I was here alone. I didn't have a godfather. I didn't know the language. I didn't know where the next meal is going to come from. So probably this producer must have thought that I will give in or I will succumb to the pressures or the problems at home. So he gave me a kind of a hint when he walked into my makeup room and I was shooting for a Telugu film. And I removed my slippers and I told him, I said, I wear 41. You'll take a whack right here or you want me to hit you in front of the unit. And that put him in his place. So I think it's extreme. That is why I say that women have to stand up for themselves at the very moment. Earlier, probably 25 years ago, 30 years ago, cinema was not a place, was considered not to be a place for women from good families. Today, you have girls who are highly educated from very, very affluent families coming into cinema. So they don't have to buckle under the pressure of making it big in any which ways. I think gone are those days. So I think women now who are far more privileged. See, the girls who have been, women who have been subjected to this kind of torture and assault, we need to understand that the first thing that hits them when somebody tries to act fresh with them or makes these kind of proposition for sexual favors in return of work, the first thing that hits her is, why me? The shock remains with her. So it's why me? And then the second thing that gets into the mind is, I am going to be victim shamed. People will ask me, what did I do for this man to come and approach me? So, that fear remains, whether I will be accepted within the society, whether it's going to affect my work. Will this man work into kind of a nexus and tell others that don't cast me? But I would like to tell all these women around that no producer is a fool to invest crores of rupees just because you're going to do some, given to the pressures or for sexual favors in return of work. It doesn't work that way. Nobody is a fool. You will be taken for granted. You will be utilized. You will be used. You will be abused. So I think women have to stand up for themselves then and there and say, never ever I'm going to compromise on my dignity and my respectability.
Since you have mentioned about that incident that you faced yourself, where there was an indication or perhaps an indecent proposal, what happened after that, after you put your foot down? Was there
Nothing
a backlash?
happened. Nothing happened. I did the best of films. I came into Tamil. I continued doing Telugu films. I continued doing Kannada films, Malayalam films, and people built a temple for me. So I continued. So nothing happened to my career. Nothing happened to me.
But if you look at the story that we are seeing here, there are several women who appeared, who deposed before this panel, female professionals who have worked in this industry, the Malayalam cinema, speaking up against sexual harassment, because something which was almost like unsaid, but it was happening. But we have seen some resignations or the entire committee being disbanded. Is that really a solution? I mean, people who are high and mighty like Mohan Lal and others, shouldn't they be fixing the system rather than disbanding a unit which is supposed to be taking care of the interests of the artists?
No, I'm glad that Mohanlal and the entire Amma team has actually resigned, taking up as a moral responsibility for not being able to protect women at the right time. I think it takes a lot of courage, because here we see many people trying to stick into their places and say that, no, I'm not at fault, so I'm going to continue the position and the chair I occupy because this is important to me. I'm glad that somebody like Mr. Mohanlal had the courage and his entire team to quit from the position, because they realized that on moral grounds, they have failed somewhere to protect the women from their industry, from the Malayalam film industry, and they take up the onus on themselves and say that we are going to clean it up. So I think that's extremely important, and everywhere it should happen, not only film industry. How many IT members complain, how many people from the medical field or any other field for that matter come and complain about this kind of a sexual harassment from the hospitality department?
Absolutely.
So I think it's extremely important for women to stand up, and especially for men to take it up and say that, yes, I have failed somewhere and I am going to make sure that I do not repeat these mistakes, and I stand up for the woman who has been wronged.
And it was in this particular case, of course, it was the government which had set up this commission headed by Justice Hema, who interrogated and submitted this report. It obviously has taken 5 years for this report to come in the public domain. Do you think similar commissions of inquiry should be set up in other cinemas as well? You know, even Hollywood. You know, I'm talking about Bollywood. Why not Bollywood, Tollywood, or all cinemas that exist, the regional cinemas as well?
Maria, I'm not going to break it into these brackets of Mollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, or anything else.
Yes.
I think Indian cinema, for that matter, and every department where women work. Today we are talking about gender equality. Today we are talking about women actually breaking the glass ceilings and flying high. So everywhere you see these kind of sexual harassments women are facing. So I think every department, every industry has to come together and say, we are going to set up a commission where women can feel free. In fact, for South Indian Nadigar Sangam, like for Tamil, I'm one of the executive members, and I have spoken to my president and said that we need to form a team. We need to have a committee where women can come and speak to us if they are subjected to any of these kind of sexual assaults or asked to ask for any kind of sexual favors. Women should come up. They should feel free to come and speak to us, because until and unless women do not speak out, we will not be able to find a solution and come to a resolution as to what needs to be done.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. बनेगा स्वस्थ इंडिया, One World Hygiene.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative.
Good evening, I'm Vishnu Shom. On the program tonight, a key Supreme Court observation with profound implications. Any incriminating statement given by an accused to the investigating officer while that person is in custody in a money laundering case cannot be used as evidence in that case. Now, this may have an impact on several key corruption cases being heard, including those against Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, K. Kavita and others, since as we understand it, a lot of the evidence that the prosecution is relying on in these cases is on approvers. Is that going to change now? That's what we need to look at. Next up on the program, teach boys the difference between right and wrong, a key message of the Bombay High Court, which was hearing a public interest litigation on the alleged sexual assault of two minor kindergarten children in a school in Badlapur in Thane in Maharashtra. We look at the importance of changing the mindsets of boys. That's what we are looking at. The High Court says educate boys in equality. This has to change from a young age in a society where sexism and a lack of gender respect are entrenched, let's face it, across the board in our country. And finally, on Left, Right and Centre tonight, it is a packed program. If you live in the National Capital Region and are breathing in the relatively clean air now, then breathe deeply. We are just over a month away from the foulest air of the year. That's during the Diwali period, and then things start getting progressively worse. Air pollution is killing us. That's an empirically proven fact. What the Supreme Court today wanted to know from the pollution control boards of the National Capital Region are the steps that they've been proposing to introduce to tackle air pollution this winter. Is there any hope at all? That's what we try and find out. But let's quickly take a look at the headlines at this hour. As more and more complaints of sexual harassment emerge in the Malayalam film industry today, the actor Siddiq is booked for rape and intimidation after the actor Revati records a statement with the special investigating team. He'll be interrogated next. Meanwhile, 100 women activists have asked the actor turned politician Mukesh to step down after several accusations appear against him. As the BJP held a West Bengal Bandh today, Mamata Banerjee vowed to bring a more stringent law to deal with rape cases in the state. She also questioned the CBI probe in the rape and murder of the junior doctor. Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association has suspended the former principal of the RG Kaur Hospital. The Union Health Ministry has issued several directives to enhance security in hospitals nationwide. After holding a key meeting today, police verification of contractual staff, more patrolling, as well as escort for female doctors on night duty. That's going to be organized and ensured after protests by doctors demanding more protection. 18 opposition parties in Assam have lodged a rare police complaint against Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma over his alleged communal statements after the rape of a minor in the state. The Chief Minister remains unfazed. And massive flooding in Gujarat as reservoirs overflow and rivers are